Attention whore, coming back for more. You say that you'll do yourself harm as to give false alarm. It's this design, I draw the line. It's all become too much for me. You kept the sheep. Cry. Cry. Can we get on? Everyone down. But you're a user, friend abuser. So I lose the muse to protect you, to save your name. Can't speak a word, and I won't go. It's all an act, you've made that clear, but it's in one ear. Cry. Cry. Can we get along? Everyone belongs. I will always try. You don't have to lie. I will always try. It's our intro.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, dude. No
I'll just
way.
never stop
Hey
singing.
everyone!
Music is my food.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Hey. So many emotions has changed in my life.
Did I see Jeff Ward might be with us?
I saw him. He made a comment about balls. Can you imagine that? Right there.
I think he likes my
I
balls.
think so.
Eric Gwynn, how's it going, Eric Gwynn?
Got a lot of folks up here. How's everybody doing?
What's up, folks? Here we are.
Number eight, Unsung Screamers Live number 8.
Number 8. Oh, you can't keep track of the fucking numbers, right? I mean,
We don't really care, right? Do we? Do we care?
well, I mean, if you want to
'Cause
keep
we
track of
started
the
over.
numbers,
Oh, somebody's grilling breasts. Okay, that's where Al Hudge's comment came from. Somebody's grilling breasts.
Oh,
Yeah, you can scoot this way a little closer.
Is Jeff grilling breasts and we're not invited?
I
Because
guess.
he told us
we were.
He was going to do a grill out and invite us.
No.
And if he's fucking grilling out right now with a bunch of people and he didn't invite us, well, then he can just fucking go on down the fucking road.
That's right. Go on down the fucking road.
That's what I say.
Yeah, I hear you, babe.
I thought we were going to get invited.
Hi, Amy Oberbeck. Amy O is here.
Amy O.
So
we have something we want to talk to you about.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking.
He's not joking. Anyway, how's everybody doing? How's your week? Everybody doing good? Everybody's talking about breasts. Nobody cares what we're talking about. They're just talking about breasts.
Man, sometimes that might be
Chris
all
Palmer.
we need. Chris Palmer. Hey, baby.
Chris Palmer.
Is just something a little fun. Look at me. I am all decked out and ready to go for these fucking bidates tonight.
The bidates.
They are the bidates.
The bidates. He's all ready. Yep.
Jeff's inviting me over for butt.
Yes.
He wants me to have some of his
butt.
And
that
is exactly when I want to get invited over, is when I'm coming over for Jeff's butt.
Ooh, start some rumors. I love it. I love it.
No, check this out. This is a real Johnny Q Public shirt that was printed probably over 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, easy. 25 years ago.
All those stripes say Johnny Q Public, Johnny Q Public. See it?
Because you guys didn't love yourself very much at all. I think they can see that.
And then at the bottom it says we're an American band. Done deal.
Done deal.
This is a real shirt that was like printed fucking, gosh dang.
Julia says she feels
25 years ago.
She should salute you.
I know. Look at me, man. I'm all done up. I'm ready for the debates.
I had a vest I couldn't find. I couldn't find a vest I was going to wear that was going to be red, white, and blue. But oh well, that's all right. Must be a past life or something.
Chris Palmer, I think that Jeff likes butt play, and that's why he is inviting me over for his butt. That's what he said. He said, I'm inviting you over.
That's what I heard him say, for some pork, to pork his butt.
I think he meant to say for my smoked pork butt.
I think he said to pork my butt. I'm kidding. Look, that's what he said.
Funny.
It's funny. Thank you, Chris Palmer. She says I look gorgeous. She loves it straight. Me too.
Yeah, you went for a little different straight vibe tonight, which I think is pretty hot.
Thanks, babe. I just wanted to change it up, do something different. Aw.
Yeah, this little table's kind of getting in my way.
I like it. It keeps us back.
You got to have it here? All right.
It keeps us back, and it's a nice mouse stand.
All right.
For my
fine.
mouse.
Fair enough.
It keeps us, because otherwise we'll be in the camera too much.
So yeah, man,
and then
we got
the live
these,
thing will be on
we
your
got
head.
these damn debates tonight. So what we decided to do at the very last minute is just to have a pre-debate show. So the debates start in about an hour from now.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to just go ahead and stream the debates right here on our show, and we'll do like reaction videos. We're thinking about like every time Trump says Sleepy Joe, we're going to do a shot of vodka. So whenever he says Sleepy Joe,
that'll be a keyword. I'll write that down.
We're going to play a drinking game with the debates tonight.
Not Steepy Joe.
No, Sleepy. Didn't I say Sleepy?
No, I wrote Steepy.
Oh.
Move that just a little bit. Thanks.
So whenever Trump says Sleepy Joe tonight, we're going to do a shot of vodka.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else? I mean, this is a big one, because we don't think Sleepy Joe's going to happen a lot tonight. But if it does, we will shoot vodka for... She said we're echoing. Let me think.
God
okay, let me think. I'm just going to blah this.
Maybe that helps. I don't know.
Blah this and blah that.
Right. I don't know. See if that helps. Tito's. Yes, Eric. Tito's, really.
Yes, Tito's, man. Is the echo any better?
Hopefully. You could also... I don't know.
Let me double check over here.
It should be awesome. Let me check my audio settings real quick. Hang on. I'm going to check that again. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. That's the proper one. That is the proper one. Something might be on. Is anybody on? Gosh dang it. What am I using nice language for? That's crazy. No, that's off. Okay. I don't know. Tell us if we're still echoing. Maybe that helped over there.
We did a couple things to adjust.
So a drinking game too. Like, what if Biden says, "Shut up, man"? Or was
Yeah.
that just a one-time deal? Do you think he'll say that again? No echo here. Okay, Eric.
Okay, Jeff
wait,
Ford said no echo. Okay, so hopefully we
maybe
got
it was
it
just Chris's
worked out.
deal, or we got it worked out. Cool. Okay, cool. So
So every time we hear Sleepy Joe tonight, we are gonna drink straight vodka.
here's our shot glasses. In our boot shot glasses.
We got our Das Boot
Das
shot
Boot.
glasses.
Das Boot.
But I don't know if we're even gonna do the shot glasses. We might just do
Swig it out
like
of the bottle, I don't know. We might. Why not, right?
right out of the bottle. So anyway,
Oh, yeah.
Jared,
no,
he's no echo either. All right,
Yeah.
so we wanted to make sure
Cool.
we get, because
I saw
from
that,
now
right.
on, we're going to
right
listen
there.
to your comments and fucking fix it before we move forward. Because
Because it's annoying.
we've had people tell us shit sucks, and then we just move on like, I'm sorry it sucks. Let's move on. And we could have probably just clicked a couple buttons and it would have been better. And so now we are not going to move on until we get that echo out of
Echoes.
here. And it looks like
We
we
got-
have no echo.
We got 5 or 6 saying no echo. So we're good. We are good and solid. We're solid. We're solid. Look at us. Look at us go.
All right, so
So-
we're drinking on Sleepy Joe, and we're drinking on what? If he calls Trump man at all?
Okay. If he says,
Come
Come
on,
on,
man.
man.
If he does anything like, oh man,
what are some other suggestions that for this drinking game during the debate? So I will say, I know they're going to be muted for 2-minute sections here and there. They got the muted microphones going on. So yay. None of us.
no, that'll be so much better.
So what are some other keywords with it? One or both of them might say repeatedly.
No, I mean, Sleepy Joe is a slam dunk.
Okay.
But I think man. I think if Joe calls Trump man
Man
in
of any
any
kind.
form,
Okay.
come on, man, shut up, man.
Hey,
Anything
man.
is like, come on, man. Or should we do Sleepy Joe's here's the deal? Doesn't he do like, here's the deal? All right, so here's the deal.
Amy says China. What about Russia?
China, Russia.
Just whoever says China or Russia.
Oh, Kristen, if we drink when Biden says we're gonna get
We're gonna
fucking
get plastered.
I'm trying to find some stuff that might not happen actually super often, because I don't want to do straight shots of vodka.
When Joe laughs, we got mute every time somebody tries to talk into a muted mic. Well,
I don't know if we're gonna know when that
the camera
happens,
might
but
not be on him.
I fucking love it that Trump's gonna be over there just like yapping while his mic is off.
Okay,
it's gonna be
so-
fun because he ain't gonna be able to help it. We all know that.
The China virus. China or
The Sling Blade drinking game. What was the Sling Blade drinking game? Or is that a reference to you?
yeah, we played the Sling Blade drinking game one time. It was like every time we said
Oh,
and there
I
was another
gotcha.
one too. There was another. Oh, that's what he said right there.
Oh yeah, he said.
Yeah.
mhm.
So the drinking game. Oh,
That's
was
an
a-
inside.
That was
That's an inside story.
yeah,
right?
that was a fuckered up night right there. Tyler Weeks, hi Tyler. Every time Biden says that Trump doesn't have a plan, drink to that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Oh my
that-
gosh. Yeah.
That would be a good one too.
Gosh. Okay, so we're getting this all set. We have a little less than an hour. Oh,
What we're gonna.
that was the other one. Jeff said the drinking game. Alrighty then, because he says that a shit tons of time. Alrighty then.
All right then. It's not all right.
Oh,
then.
I'm sorry.
That was.
I was thinking-
Fire Marshal Bill.
I was thinking Jim Carrey because it was just mentioned. But anywho, all right. So we got Sleepy Joe. If Trump says
All
Sleepy
right
Joe,
then.
all right then. That's right. Anytime Biden says the word man, oh man, anything,
Oh come on, man.
and then China and Russia. I'm writing these down.
We can't drink on all of them.
Kristen says Biden says I'm
When
serious.
Biden says I'm serious.
His
Now we can't get fucking so hammered drunk we don't even know how to shut our live feed down, and
because we've
then
done
like
that.
we go live for like 13 hours tonight, and we're still in here like getting drunk and naked and shit. We gotta make sure we don't go too far with that. Here's the
Here's
deal.
the
That's
deal.
what I was
Yep,
saying.
Yep.
Kristen said, "Here's the deal." I think we should do drinking on Biden saying, "Here's the deal."
What about when Trump says tremendous?
No,
No.
we'll get fucking plastered.
Oh, well, that's the whole.
We've
idea.
already decided what Trump's is. Our
Oh.
Trump is Sleepy Joe.
Oh,
If he says Sleepy Joe, we're drinking straight vodka. And if Biden says, here's the deal, we're going to drink straight vodka.
Okay, just those two?
Just those two. Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
can't make a goddamn list.
All right.
We won't even be able to shut our shit down. We're going to fall off our seats and everyone's going to watch us for 14 hours laying on the floor.
Yeah. Or like,
Come on.
I don't want to make anybody nervous, but we've left the recording device on while we've had a party in the studio after the show. Just so you know. Just so you know.
We'll keep that
Oopsie.
audio to ourselves.
Shh, that's a secret.
Like he's using a slinky.
Like he's using a slinky. Yeah.
Like he's flicking the slinky back and forth.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what time is it?
It's going to be a fun night. Like, I really don't think
45
most
minutes.
of you watching right now give a shit what gets said tonight. I mean, come on, let's be real. I mean, you can actually be engaged in all of this stuff and all these politics, but we've gotten to a point now where there is nothing that's going to be said tonight that is actually accurate or true, not by either party. Come on, fuck it. If you're such a Trump hater and you think he's going to lie all night tonight, you don't think Joe Biden's got a big old fucking satchel full of lies? They're all lying. They're all not telling the truth. They're all just saying what you think you want to hear. So why actually watch it for real? You should try and watch it for us if we can get that figured out, because we're going to just talk over it the whole fucking time. And we're going to drink every time he says Sleepy Joe. And we're going to drink every time Joe says, here's the deal. And it's going to be fucking funny. We can do commentary on top of it.
Yes.
Kind of like those parts in DVDs when people used to like play the whole movie and like the director and the like fucking producer sat there and talked about the movie the whole time.
Mhm.
Kind of felt annoying, but if you ever gave that shit a chance, it was actually kind of fun.
Pretty freaking fun.
Like, oh, here's how it was like when we first filmed this scene. And blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
I love that.
So
shit.
we're going to talk right over the fucking thing, just, you know, like that. And if Facebook shuts us down, then they fucking shut us down and we'll see you next week. If they
Right.
don't close our account, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if they close me down or not. Doesn't matter to me. I'll just go do something else.
We'll be on YouTube instead and just fuck it. We'll just everybody.
Jeff
have to go-
doesn't think that Trump is going to say Sleepy Joe. That, I mean,
What's a
I mean,
better
you might
one
be
then?
right. You might be right, but I don't know. That's why I want it to be something that's potentially rare, because I don't want to sit and drink a gallon of fucking Tito's tonight.
Oh,
So I'm actually hoping it only happens like once or at least rarely.
drinking games are usually the opposite, though. It's usually like, oh, get fucked up.
Well, I know, but I legitimately don't want to fall off of my seat tonight. I like, we can't say like we're going to drink every time Trump says like it was fantastic. It was better than anyone in the world. We can't drink on that because we're going to get fucking sloshed. Right?
Right. So, yeah, Mystery Science Theater, when the shadows were up in the front of the stage watching a movie. So,
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to, I have no idea if there's going to be a Sleepy Joe tonight or if there's going to be a Here's the Deal tonight. I think there's going to be a Here's the Deal more than there's going to be.
yeah, because he'll forget what he was saying and then he'll say, here's the deal. So
Now,
you
here's
can-
the deal.
Now, here's the deal. Think. What's in my ear? Okay, this is what I'm supposed to say.
Come on. I don't think he's got an ear.
It's all bullshit. So, but
For those of you out there who have never worked with Photoshop, you have no idea how capable it is. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
and the people who work it very well can make anything happen. Yep.
So anyway, how's everybody doing, man? But while we're building up for this big game, I got one little thing I want to say.
Uh-oh.
So we have this thing at our house. Hey, that's a good game. Every time
hi,
Dan says, I
Russ.
don't give a fuck. Yeah, Russ hasn't been around in a while.
Good to see. He's probably been lurking. That's a good idea.
Yeah, every time Dan says, I don't give a fuck, then we should drink. I'll
Really?
get the whole town of Springfield fucking drunk.
Fucking wasted drunk. All
I
right.
don't give a fuck. I'll give the whole town of Springfield drunk. I don't give a fuck.
We haven't started the game yet. All right.
Yeah, so anyway, at our house, like for some of you who have been over here and hung out, we have this bathroom, this hall bathroom that's kind of like the guest bathroom, right? And so like all over the walls, we like put markers out and let people write things on the walls, right? So this actually came from a house I lived in before this house and a wife I had before this wife. We were actually... we had a guest bathroom at our house, and honestly I think this whole idea was actually her idea, and it was a fantastic idea. It was such a fantastic idea that when we sold that house, the people who bought the house from us, me and my first wife, we had a guest bathroom over at our other house that was like, it was covered. It was
Covered.
all the way up to the ceiling,
Yeah.
all over the door, the trim. People were writing on the sink and the cabinets and everything, and the whole fucking room was covered. So we really needed to sell that house, you know, because that usually is what happens when you go through a divorce. And so we sold the fucking house. And the people who bought the house, who had already gone and seen it before they made an offer, they said, we'll buy the house, and here's a couple contingencies that we have on buying the house. Do not paint over all those signatures and sayings and quotes in the bathroom. We want to keep them. Now, they were from Colorado.
Right. Do you want to say who they are?
They actually are the people who own the
Tie and Timber.
Tie and Timber. A lot of you guys have played there. You've been there. You've gone and had some of their cool craft beers. That actually, the wife is
She's the beer master.
The wife is the beer master
Yeah.
at Tie and Timber. And I know some of you out here have played that place. The owners of that place are the ones who bought my old house. And one of the things that they put in their contract is
Stop painting.
do not paint over those signatures in that bathroom. Now, one thing that made it so unique and so awesome is that all of those quotes and signatures and sayings and everything that was written in there was by all of our friends. It it was relevant to us. And that's what made the room so fucking cool. Like, there are things written in there by my son Bono when he was like 5 years old.
If even that.
There's things written in there by my son Elvis when he was 5 years old. One of the cool quotes that was in there that my son Elvis wrote when he was like 5 years old said, "Did God make God?"
That's a good one. It's down low too.
I was like, fuck, bro. I don't know how to answer that. Did God make God? It was all very personal to our family and to our friends.
Yes.
And the couple that bought our house said, do not erase that stuff. We want to keep it all. And so they kept it all. And it was fucking awesome. That was a really neat moment about closing that house. Of course, there was
it meant a lot to you too, to keep those memories alive.
Yeah, there was a lot of emotions.
Yeah,
there was tons of emotions selling that house because I raised my kids there and everything else. But our life situation, we had no option but to sell it. And for them to ask to keep those quotes in that bathroom, even though they weren't related to them at all,
right,
was really, really awesome. And so we decided to go ahead and continue that tradition over here at our house. And so some of you friends that have been to our house and have hit the guest bathroom, you can see, like, go ahead and grab yourself a silver Sharpie and write what you want to write on the wall. Now, listen, here's what fucking happened to me this week. What happened to us this week? We had some stupid motherfucking guy over here that I didn't invite. Somebody kind of nobody actually really invited him.
He just overheard.
He just overheard people talking about coming to our house for an after party this weekend or something. So he shows his ass up, right? I already don't like the guy. And it's amazing how many people out there know who he is.
He was here once before and asked to leave.
Tons of you in this thread know exactly who it is, but I'm not going to tell you who it is.
And you don't have to type it either.
And I've already kicked him out of my house. We've already kicked him out of our house one time. All of a sudden, here he comes showing back up again. I don't jive with this dude. I don't like this dude. This dude can go fuck a dick. He shows up the other night, uninvited. He just overheard it at some club and decides to show his dumb ass up.
With a guest.
With a guest that I don't know either. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not really into like anybody and everybody can just come on. I'm going to vet your ass, man. Yeah. I'm going to vet you. You don't just come waltzing in my world and fucking think you're something, because I don't think you're something at all. Mm-mm. I think you're stupid. Stupid ass comes to my house. We don't say a word to him because we've already kicked him out of our house once, but we didn't know how he got here the second time, and we didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings for maybe inviting him. We didn't know what the fuck was going on.
And from what we could see, he was behaving himself this time.
He was behaving better than he was the first time, so we didn't say nothing of it.
So fuck it. Fuck it.
So we're partying. Nobody cares what's going on when you're partying, right? And so the next morning, we wake up and we walk into our bathroom to take our little morning piss. And someone, because I know exactly who was there, and I know exactly how many times they've been there and how many times they've been vetted to hang out at my house, one person was a little unusual. And the next morning I wake up with a dick and balls drawn on my bathroom door that is like 14 inches long, Meanwhile, the entire rest of the bathroom is like cool quotes from fucking, I mean, just from all
song lyrics and
funny
cool
stuff.
shit,
Jeff
man.
Ward's written on my wall, like Dan loves the Dirty Saints. I love all. So it's stuff that's from being funny, or which is very personal.
Yeah.
Or it's something like a quote from, Tolkien, or something cool, or just a quote made up by the person who wrote it. Like, just be nice.
There's
to
a lot of people that wish me a happy 50th birthday.
Happy birthday, Tara.
It was a big birthday.
It
so
was
I wrote that.
obviously a fucking room where you like come in and you engage in our lives by leaving us things that we see and we read every single day, whether they're funny and just being funny jokes, or whether they're kind of serious, like, hey, here's or something like that that's personal. It's not a wall.
It's not
for
graffiti.
drawing dick and balls.
It's not a graffiti wall
On my fucking bathroom door. You stupid fuck. I
Stupid
hope you're
fuck.
listening
I
to
hope
this.
you're watching.
I hope you come back and watch, because I know it was you, and you're nothing but
And
a
you're
worthless
not welcome here.
fuck. And for the fucking last time, we've already told all our friends, do
Don't
not let
invite
that
him.
guy come to our house again. And it's really humorous to me how everybody in this text thread would know exactly who it is.
Yep.
If I told you who it is, you would know exactly who it is, and you probably think he's awesome. And I'm telling you right now, he's a fucking prick, and he don't want him at my house ever again. Fuck that guy. That's what I'm saying right now.
And the dick and balls was drawn poorly.
Oh, it wasn't even
There was
a good
not
dick
even
and
any
balls.
effort put into it either.
And he wrote on the wall in another place
Yeah.
something very gratuitous and stupid, like he's an arrogant son of a bitch, like he's so great in this town, like his singing and his music is so great. You know what? You can take your great singing, you can shove it straight up your poo-poo, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. Hey, drink. I just said I don't give a fuck.
Oh, drink. Get a shot.
No, I'm not doing tequila.
We're not starting that yet? No, it's not tequila. It's Tito's.
I mean, yeah, which is, well, vodka. No, I'm not doing
okay.
vodka.
Not
I'm
yet.
just-
We're not starting
I'm going to
yet?
drink because I just said I don't give a fuck.
Okay, well, all right. Well, I'm drinking anyway, but I thought the shots were for that. Oh, Terry, shut up. 50, that's damn old. Damn, that's old. What am I, dyslexic? Oh,
It was your 50th birthday.
it was. It was totally our 50th. It was.
Are you trying to get my attention about something?
No, the thing froze up for a second. I was just getting pissy.
Drink because I said I don't give a fuck
Yep, that's right. Mhm.
about that guy that all you guys know and think is so great.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Jeff Ward, even I would know. I don't know. I don't know that you would.
I think Jeff Ward would know him, but he's not. Oh, how would I
That's
say
it.
this?
Let's just.
Should we leave it at that?
Yeah.
He's not someone you know.
No, not
like
not in the circle.
He's not in the circle. There is a circle on this.
Like the cover band circle. He's not in
Yeah,
that circle.
it wasn't like Scott Henry. Don't worry, because Scott Henry would never do that.
He wouldn't do that.
I'm saying it's someone that pretty much everybody would know, but he's still being vetted by everyone in town.
Yeah.
And as far as Dan Fritz and Tara Fritz is concerned, he's fucking out in my book.
He two chances.
So anyway,
Kicked out once, just came in uninvited the second time, and then graffitied our wall. He can go fuck himself.
I'll text you later, Jeff Ward.
Because seriously, yes, I am drinking Truly this time. Yes, that's right. That's right. We're not sponsored, but I'd love to be. But yeah, the wall just everybody know. Everybody who's written on it, everybody who's here knows that it's a freaking cool ass wall.
Wasn't Rico. That's right.
Oh gosh, no.
Rico wouldn't do it.
No.
Jeff Ward said Scott would do it though, and I actually don't think he would.
I don't think he would.
I don't think he would. If you see the room and you see
Hi,
like
Diane.
the effort that everybody's put into like doing cool shit, I don't even think Scott Henry being funny would do it. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
Everybody wants to know, but I'm not going to say it. We're not going to say it right here. No.
I think there's more than 2 great male singers in town, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rico says Scott would do it. I don't think Scott would do it. I don't think he would do a dick and balls. Now I had somebody draw, this is hilarious. I had a towel bar. I still don't know who did this, but I had a towel bar on either side of my mirrors. And of course, all these fucking towel bars, they always get loose in the sheetrock if you don't hit a stud, right? You try to use those stupid ass plastic things, and it's just a matter of time before they loosen up. So I had one of them loosen up, and it kind of turned a little bit, and it's kind of crooked. And right when the coronavirus shit happened, somebody drew in our bathroom a Corona 2020 beer bottle sitting on top of my towel bar, but they actually drew it crooked
with the towel
so
bar.
it looked like it was actually sitting up on my crooked towel bar. So now I don't even want to straighten the fucking thing out because it would not make any sense. The bottle is drawn on top of the towel bar and it says Corona 2020. It was fucking hilarious. I'm fine with funny stuff, which I think Scott Henry would do. I think Scott Henry would do something that's funny.
Yeah.
That would be like, oh my gosh, only Scott Henry would do that. But I don't think he would draw a dick and balls in my bathroom.
Poorly. And that's another thing about the Corona bottle is
and
it was
Scott's
actually
probably not watching, but I'm telling you, Scott, I'm behind you. And Jeff and Rico just threw you under the bus.
But I don't think, well, the thing is that the Corona bottle was actually drawn very well also. So that's,
it looks like a fucking Corona bottle.
It's
Yes.
not graffiti. When it's just bullshit ass graffiti, you can go fuck yourself. The thing that's right in front of the sink, and some of you have seen it, was written by an 8-year-old. So I give him a pass.
So it's messy.
But he was trying to write something really cool because he had his first band rehearsal with Bono and it was adorable.
And so we kept it.
So it's all scribbled and everything. So that can stay.
I'm not expecting beautiful.
No.
I'm not expecting serious. You
But
don't have to get
I'm
serious.
expecting no dickhead bullshit.
We're fine with stuff that's funny. If you want to draw something that's funny, but a big old dick and balls spewing cum with a little hair on the balls. It's like, give me a fucking break, bro.
Just poorly.
Like, are you really missing the mark that much?
Not even trying to be artistic. It was just that typical bullshit. I don't know. It pissed us the fuck off, and he can go to fuck off. All the people that were here that night, and some of you who we didn't message privately are aware now.
Anyway, bro, if you are watching, we've already painted over it all.
Yep.
We got all the paints for those walls and the door, and we just painted over it. So your legacy does not live in my house, you stupid fuck.
Nope. And that's it. That's right, Kristen. Grow the fuck up. It's fun. We can be fun. Hey, there's even a quote that's hidden, and I'm not going to tell you where it is. There's even a quote that's hidden, very, very uniquely hidden, that is very gratuitous. And it's a quote, and it is hidden, and you'll just have to discover it. If you ever are invited to one of our parties here, you'll have to discover it. But it's very gratuitous. But this person who wrote it was very discreet about where
I'm
he put
fine
it.
with gratuitous quotes because that particular quote you're talking about had to do with how that party went that night. And so it creates a memory.
Very true.
Different than just a fucking dick and balls. Jared Isaacs is funny. He said if Scott did draw dick and balls, it wouldn't be 14 inches long because he'd have to trace it.
Good point, Jared. I like that. Nice.
Hey, can I say one more thing about that?
You can
if
totally.
Scott Henry,
It's your show, man.
if Scott Henry drew a dick and balls on my wall and all of you guys are sitting here saying things like that's something Scott would do, I would probably keep that and be okay with that.
That's a good point.
You got to understand the difference.
That's a good point.
I've known Scott Henry a long time. We're not like best friends or anything, but I mean, I know him. I respect him. I all these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was just Scott's thing, if everybody at my house was like, oh, Scott Henry's here, he's probably going to draw a dick and balls. If he did that, not 14 inches long,
No.
right across my fucking door.
Right.
But if he did, and if he signed it, Scott Henry,
Right.
there's an element there that I would probably be like, well, I might keep that dick and balls because I know who Scott is and we all know who Scott is. And there's an element of that could be funny, but don't you come fucking in here. And I don't even know your dumb ass. I don't even care about your dumb half-ass singing and the half-ass bands you play in. And just this motherfucking, I have a 24-inch door going to that bathroom.
Right.
And this fucking dick went within 2 inches of either side of that door. It was fucking this big with like little stubble hair on the fucking balls and cum coming out the head.
Yeah.
I get that all of us guys like to do stupid shit like that.
We think we're so funny.
But it's like
Yay.
that wasn't the place, bro.
No, you can do that somewhere else. Right.
Come on, because it's Scott Henry.
Yes. Yeah, Rico. So yeah, it's
and that's
like,
the thing is like if I have somebody who like, well, okay, that's what like Jeff even put on Dan Loves the Dirty Saints. I ain't painting over that.
No, that's funny.
That was the best quote he could have wrote on my wall.
Uh-huh.
Because we have that thing. It's fucking great.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not painting over shit like that. I love everybody. I ain't Big Brother. All right. I ain't Big Brother trying to tell you what to do.
We ain't Facebook and Twitter that are just.
But I might have to. Yeah, I ain't Facebook and Twitter
we're
going to
not
shut
closing
you
your
up.
shit down. We want you to express, but
I might hire a door guy for my own fucking house.
We kind of had that too. You know, we kind of had that. That's we didn't even kick the guy out the first time. We had our friend do it. He was like, "Who is it? I'll tell him to go." Boom, and I loved it. It was fucking great. So Amy says, "I just want to know whose leg we need to break." We can all talk. We're getting messages like crazy.
Listen, so many of you guys know this guy that I'm not even going to give you his name because you're going to be like, what? Yeah. And it's not I'll tell you this, as much as Tara and I have been involved in the Springfield music scene for the last 2 years now, I barely know him. So it ain't like, don't worry. It ain't like Jimmy James.
No,
or like
no.
fucking
Rico says, hire Rico. And then he says, for free. He'd be a hella bouncer at our house. I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to have Rico be the bouncer of my own house from here on out. That'll be great.
I love it. We might start charging
so it's not like people you like know, but if I told you who he was, you would know him.
Right. And just to make a point, the first time he was here was only a few weeks ago. So, and we've had plenty of parties here in the last few years.
Enough about that dumbass.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. We're getting blasted with messages. Everybody wants to know who it is.
Oh, I'm getting all kinds of personal texts.
My phone is off.
Who was it?
I just answered a Facebook message, but okay. So anywho. All right.
Let's run an experiment.
Okay.
You want to run an experiment?
I don't know anything about what you're about to do.
Is Jeff going to stick with us for a minute?
I don't know. I hope so.
Jeff, tell us if you're going to stick with us for just a minute.
We got about 20 on here, so maybe so. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, burping the microphone went up yet. There we go. All right, got that taken care of. I don't know. There's a delay. Yep, there we go. Amy says, "I love games."
I love games.
It's game time, sort of. Not really.
Okay, he's here. But listen here, you motherfucker. I will text you and only you right now who it is. But don't, God damn it, don't get on here.
Is he asking? Is he one of the ones asking?
Well, he was saying, text me.
Oh, okay.
And so now I'm thinking it would be funny if I just go ahead and text him. But I cannot even believe I'm getting ready to trust you because I can't trust you as far as I can throw your stupid Wolfgang guitar. And that's not very far because I wouldn't even put effort into it. But you can't get back on here. If I text you, you can't get back on here and be like, it's blah, blah, blah. No, he wouldn't do that. He would do some innuendo, like some kind of like he would say something. Don't do that, Jeff. Promise me you won't do it, and I'll send you who it was.
Oh, my God. Is that the experiment?
That's the experiment to see how this goes. I only want him to come back like,
I killed your bugs, fucker.
I killed your bugs, fucker. I know.
For like 6 days.
And that's how we've built our trust. Just don't come back in the thread and make like a hint of who it is if I tell you who it is. And
my bet, here's part of the experiment is he doesn't know who he is.
You don't think Jeff does?
I don't think he does. That's I'm gonna do the bet that he doesn't know who, or maybe like, I don't want to bend it, but maybe heard of him but doesn't know him.
Okay. Also, the other rule is Jeff cannot text Jared Isaacs. I'm looking at all the private texts I'm getting right now. Who is it?
My phone's off, so I don't even know who's
I want to tell only one person.
Here's something. Look at that. Jeff says, I'm trustworthy.
Jeff Ward, how dare you? How dare you say that to me? You are so not trustworthy. It's unbelievable. But that's okay. I forgive you. And you forgive me. And we're good. All right. So I'm going to here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send Jeff Ward.
Oh my God. I can't believe you're going to send that.
I'm going to do this live right now. I'm going to send Jeff Ward. Yeah. I got all kinds of people asking. Yeah. Who is it? Yeah. I can't believe the only person I'm going to actually tell is the most non-trustworthy person I've maybe ever met in my life.
Like Christian Denar's quote says on our bathroom wall, no more getting red ass. We're just fucking with you people. Yeah, come on. All right. So, he was texting you directly today, wasn't he? Who?
Jeff. So,
I don't know.
So I got it. Okay.
What's wrong with you? You're telling Jeff what's wrong with you. That's what Kristen says.
Yeah, Kristen Denar knows how stupid I am to tell Jeff.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't fucking do it. No.
Jeff, this is like an olive branch of trust. Don't come back in the comments and make some kind of like suggestion and get people talking about it.
Oh, I want to comment so bad. That's a good guess.
I'll comment on that.
Okay.
It was not Cassiano.
It was not Matt Cassiano. No.
It was not Cassiano.
No. It was not.
Not even close.
Nope.
I don't know the guy well, but I think he's just fine. Fuck, I don't even know the guy's name. I gotta ask Tara what it is. Like,
well, I'm not gonna say it.
No, you can't
Hang
say
on.
it.
Oh, okay. That's another message, a separate message.
Just type it, because I don't even know the fucking guy's name. I'm already done with him.
If you're sure you want to send it.
Did I get a scout's honor from Jeff to not fucking get back in the thread and say something stupid?
Rico's texting Jeff now.
Rico, stop it!
He's being our door guy.
Oh,
maybe he's being our door guy. Like Rico's like, Jeff.
All right.
Don't
all
be
right.
fucking. Level of trust is 100.
All right. If you don't think Jeff knows who he is, then I'm going to parenthesis the band he's in.
All right. Hang on 1 second. 1 second. We have a
This
guy
is
who
funny.
Chris was here earlier, but he thinks he missed it. Chris Snyder. I guess I missed it. If involved alcohol and dumb decision, it was probably me. No, you were not here that night. Someone wrote a big fucking a terrible dick and balls on our bathroom wall. So long story, you'll have to just rewind and watch it again. So anyway, Chris Snyder, that's what we're talking about here, but we're not going to mention his name on here. Nope.
No.
Nope.
All right. All right. So Jeff says I can trust him 100.
Oh, I like Diane. She's like, if there's such a piece of dirt, why do you care if people know? Let it bite their ass. Good point. But
no, I'm doing it because it's good comedy.
It's good entertainment.
It is good entertainment. And I'm getting ready to do one of the stupidest things I've ever done because I don't trust Jeff Ward as far as I can.
I can tell Jeff Ward's blood pressure
as far as I can
up now.
Throw his.
He's like, I'm fucking trustworthy.
As far as I can throw his goatee and his Dirty Saints tattoo. All right, listen. If you don't think he knows who he is, then I'm going to parenthesis.
No. Just send the name first.
No, I'm going to parenthesis the band.
Oh my God.
The band. I'm going to parenthesis the band that he's in because he absolutely will know the band. Don't you think?
I don't even know what band he's in.
All right, Jeff Ward, if you come back, just come back like, oh, or you can come back like, yeah, I don't know who he is. And then just leave it at that. Don't fucking make some hint that everyone's going to get. All right, here we go. I'm sending it right now.
Oh boy. Okay. Rico says Jeff is trustworthy. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
Man, you guys all know a different Jeff than I do. He is not trustworthy at all.
Yeah. You don't know the Jeff we know. Oh my God.
We know a totally different Jeff than all y'all.
We are such
which is fine.
Assholes. We're such assholes.
We
I
are
love
such
this.
a dick.
I fucking love it.
Don't get red ass,
Scott
Kristen.
Henry.
Don't get
Don't
red
get
ass,
no more
Kristen.
red ass. And birds are evil. So anyway, yeah. So and we are getting. Is the word muddled? We are getting so many private messages right now. I'm opening Facebook on here just to see, and there actually is one person I would like to tell. So I'm not going to keep. I would like to tell her.
I did.
You did. Okay. Cool.
But that's a totally different thing.
Right. Got you. All right. I'm going to open this back up. Boop, boop, boop,
I can't believe we made this big of a deal out of it. This is funny.
It's funny. No red ass here. Yes, birds are evil.
And yes, birds are
fantastic because we're jokey. We are jokey pantses. What's that? Okay, that's highlighted for some reason. Okay.
This is.
Oh, Rico says he's trustworthy to let me know.
Rico, that's not how the game is played. You some bitch.
Somebody said earlier, if you tell Jeff, everyone will know.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's not actually that big of a story.
No, it's
not that big of a story.
It's not really. It is, but it isn't. I'm missing comments, so I'm scrolling back up. You tell him, Mom.
It's not like he did any. Oh, here we go.
Holy shit, I do know.
Holy shit, I do know him.
All right.
Boom sauce. I told you.
Do I have to take a shot?
You should take a shot because of our bet about Jeff Ward. I told you he would know him, and you said, I don't think he's going to know him.
All right.
I was like, I'll bet he does.
I didn't think he would. It's not as
So you do a shot.
All right. Since I lost the bet, I'm doing a shot of this giant freaking handle of fucking Tito's because everybody who comes here likes Tito's. Every time we have a party, it's like fucking Tito's. So might as well get a handle. Shit. Oh my God. I can't believe he knows him. I don't believe that.
Dude, I'm telling you, everybody knows him.
Okay. All right. So
there was a time when Jeff Ward used to be out of the loop,
straight fucking vodka.
but he's in the loop now.
He's
big time.
reaching into the loop, and I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah,
Good
I
job.
am too.
Good
He's
job.
big time in the loop. He knows.
I lost the bet. So
Yeah, you lost that bet. You take that, Tito's. Even Kristen said, yeah, that makes sense. So I think she might
be maybe sitting next to
She
him.
might have seen the text as well.
But if it makes sense, then she understands that he might be a fucking douche rod.
Douche rod. Shot.
All right. Shot. Yeah, I had a shot. That was harsh, but I made it. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. So
anyway, we're just trying to entertain you before this damn
15
debate
minutes.
starts tonight. It's going to be kind of funny. It's going to be crazy. I'm dressed for the occasion.
I was going to be, but I couldn't find my vest. Damn it. Jeff says he and that guy have talked twice ever. Complete dickhole,
Yeah,
somebody says.
I
She knows. Okay. All right. Or she's just fucking, we're just going to talk about this for a few minutes. What are you laughing at?
Because Amy Overbeck cracks me up.
I know.
She just can't keep her mouth shut.
So, Amy, I just want to ask you this.
I think Amy might know who it is.
Don't say names, but you said you told her.
No, I didn't tell her.
Oh, okay.
No, I said I was only going to tell Jeff.
Oh, you just said a second ago.
No.
I told her. Okay. It was on live. So
No.
people
No.
heard you.
No, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Get the thumb
And
out.
when I smoked pot, I did not inhale. Come on, man. Let's get ramped up for these fucking debates. It's going to be great.
Oh, Kareen's here. Hi, Kareen. That's serious business with the warm shot of vodka. It is warm. It is warm. But hey, that's the game we're playing tonight. And your lovely wife texted me some ideas earlier. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Amy said she was just saying it in general.
Oh,
Like,
I got you. Like you don't.
what
know.
a dickhole for drawing on your bathroom wall like a stupid ass.
See, Terry Jones says you already said you texted her.
No, I didn't,
You
Terry
totally
Jones.
did.
Terry, put the fucking crown down.
Okay.
Put the crown down, Terry.
What is this?
J. Terry.
What is this right here?
He says we have a gift coming.
Mm-mm. We're locked up. Okay, disconnected, and we're back.
Are
Cool.
we back?
We're back. So, I'm not going to say what I think that gift might be, but it's not going to be a dick on the wall. That's for sure.
We have a gift coming when?
I don't know.
We've got
Tonight, you should let the viewing
scheduled
audience
shit
control
we're
the
trying
mute
to do here.
on Dan's mic.
What?
Tonight, you should let the viewing audience control the mute on Dan's mic. Nice, Al. Thanks. Good job. Oh.
Am I being real Trumpy?
Oh, God, no. You're not being... fuck no. So, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. So I do want to say thank you all for fucking showing up tonight and every week. Some of you are here every week. This is so much fun for us and you guys help make it be fun. So thank you for being here and joining us. Next week, we have a Halloween show coming up. So don't forget to watch. It's a Halloween show.
But we'll tell you right now what it's going to be about because we really, really need all of your participation.
Email us.
And maybe a couple of you could either email us or be willing to call in with us or something like that. But, you know, we're going to be very gratuitous and we're going to talk about being in the music biz. What are your horror stories?
And Jeff Ward, we don't mean horror stories. We mean horror.
Yeah, Jeff, we're not talking WHORE horror stories. We're talking about horror.
We're such assholes.
Man, we're really being hard on Jeff tonight.
I know. You said hard on.
I'm actually testing Kristen to see if she's gonna be able to make it through the night without getting red ass.
She's learned. She's learned.
And no, horror stories of being in the music biz, like just stories you've got that are just like, holy shit.
Right.
That was random.
Mm-hmm. For next week's Halloween show, Thursday at 7. And then the one we originally advertised earlier will be the week after that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the horrors too, man. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, there's some good things.
I'm not giving you that much shit, but the theme of the story is horror.
Horror. Let's
horror stories.
Horror
stories.
Horror stories. I'm gonna you keep watching, you keep talking, and I'm gonna click over here and see what's going on in that live feed that I have ready. Okay, I don't want to see all the bullshit.
Is it getting ready to start?
It's about 12 minutes away.
All right, let's wait.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
We don't need to watch all that.
No, I'm not gonna watch all that crap. Fuck that. All right. So, anywho. So,
and the horror stories, they don't necessarily have to be horror per se. Like, I'll give you a quick example of one that I was gonna say on the horror.
Why would
stories.
you give an example?
Because I'll just throw one out to you to let you know, because I want to get people involved. I want to get Jeff involved. I want to get Kristen involved.
And Amy.
Amy's got great perspective because of owning a place that bands play. Like horror stories of what's happened related to bands playing. And I've got plenty, so I can give you this one for free because I want you to realize that, like, it doesn't have to be like it was so horrible. It can just also be like it was fucking so weird that that's what made it horrible. So back when I was in Johnny Q Public, I played a show out in Arizona, and the whole time we're out there playing, there's this guy walking around, and you can tell he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, right? I'm not judging, but fuck, come on, you can tell. And so he's taking pictures all day with an actual 35 millimeter camera, like one that would actually take film, not a digital. This is way before cell phones and digital cameras and all that kind of shit. It was a real 35 millimeter camera, and he's walking around with it strung around his neck, and he's taking pictures the whole entire time. Most of the photos he was taking was all the little kids, like the little kids, 7, 8, 9 years old.
That's strange.
He's like seeing them in a group and snaps a picture and snaps a picture and snaps a picture. And for those of you who know, a 35 millimeter camera will still absolutely take a photo. Mm-hmm. Like you can hear it, whatever it is, right? So at the end of the night, because we knew the guy was off his rocker, we decided to like maybe give him a little bit of shit. I kind of love doing that kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of did.
We couldn't tell.
Push his buttons a little, right?
Yeah.
So we go up to the guy and we're just like, hey, man, did you get some good photos? Like, we've already packed up all of our gear, fucking all of our PA. We got it all packed up. We're kind of ready to go, but people are still mingling. And this guy's still walking around taking pictures. And it got so intense that it was like, what the fuck is this guy taking pictures for? There's nothing here even worth taking pictures. Not to mention, most of the pictures he's taken are all of the kids. It's all the kids. He wasn't taking pictures of the band, like Music Man or fucking,
Chet
Smith and shit. He was just taking pictures of the kids, which was weird. Mm-hmm. That was weird. So I wanted to know, why the hell are you going around taking pictures of all these children? So I approached him at the end. I was like, hey, bro, did you get some good pictures tonight? Because I wanted to start digging in to that was my jump off point. Like, I know I'm going to have to dig deeper here because there's something fucked up about him. But I'm just going to start off with just a easy greasy, politically correct. I'm just going to start off easy. I said, hey, man, did you get some good photos tonight? He looks me straight in the fucking eye and he says, no, I don't even have film in the camera.
What in the entire fuck?
I was like, you haven't had film in the camera the whole night? And he's like, no. I'm just pretending to take pictures. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
It doesn't make any sense.
Hey, that to me qualifies as a horror story. because it's disturbed me ever since. And it was like 35 years ago that happened.
It's a long time.
28 years ago.
28 years ago. So that's an example of a horror story for next week's Halloween show.
So it doesn't have to be a horror story like Halloween related.
It can just be
just
weird.
any kind of story that's just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, seriously? That happened?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that happened.
We like to kind of consolidate our messages. So Facebook Messenger is fine for either one of us or Unsung, but trying to get everything in sync with each other. This email address, unsungdreamers@gmail.com, is kind of where to go for home runs, if you will. But I don't care where you message us. Just message us your shit. We want to know your horror stories.
We can either read them or maybe
let us
call you
know.
up next week.
Yes, we'll call you up and have you be on the show via phone or whatever. And also, if you send us an email and for some reason you don't want us to use your name, please let us know that too, because we will be discreet if you want us to. But fuck it.
So anyway,
yeah.
How's everyone doing?
Terry Jones says I may have punched that dude. Seriously.
Oh, it was weird, Terry Jones. Joshua Poole said his
Hi,
daughter
Josh.
almost got abducted while he was on stage at Rock and Ribs.
What the fuck?
Well, fuck, that'd be a horror story.
Yeah, that'd be a horror story. All right. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about, right? Holy crap. Do you want the story here or can I tell it? So like I said, Terry, I know that message came before.
Yeah, PM it. PM it,
PM
or we might call you up next week, whichever
or
one you want to do.
Or somehow, if you want to,
we'll read it out, and if you're here, we'll chat about it, or maybe even
Right.
call you right on the phone.
maybe message us that morning or that day and let us know you want to be on the show, or just email us the story. So up to you. It's cool because the more the merrier. That's what it's about.
No,
horror
there
stories.
was that feeling of like, should I punch him? He didn't do anything wrong per se all
Right.
day. He didn't do anything to get in my face, but when he told me he had no film in the camera, I'm telling you, he took 1,000 pictures that day.
And he was of the kids.
And he didn't have any film in his camera.
Yeah.
We'll call Josh Poole.
All right. We'll write that down
Next week. Yeah.
I'm gonna write stuff down because I forget.
So that's next week's show, horror stories of being in a band. Terry says he'll get with you. He ain't got nothing to hide.
All right.
I love people that don't have nothing to hide. So we're like 5 minutes away from the start, and we're going to try to do this. Now, we have no idea if we're going to get in trouble for this or not. So for all you guys hanging out with us, if for some reason Facebook just decides to shut us down, then, they shut us down and we probably won't even come back. If they do, but we're just gonna throw a feed up from like fucking YouTube, and if YouTube is public domain, I don't know why we can't just go ahead and do it.
I totally agree. So if we get bumped off when we start this debate thing, just take this as our goodbye, see you next week kind of thing. But
okay,
we'll
so
see.
Jared changes the subject
I was
nicely.
just gonna do that.
So look, I still have this here, which I wrote down last week.
Hey, speaking of write it down because you forget, how about that new logo? I'm still a failure in that
All right,
department.
we still haven't done a new logo, but check this
and
out.
how about them emails? 'Cause
I'm going to clear out my emails.
That was
I
last
wrote that.
week.
This was last week, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
By next week's episode.
Yep.
All right, dig on this, motherfucker. This was at 1,023
1,023
when I wrote that.
unread bullshit emails.
And now here is you can see my mail.
There's no number.
My mail icon.
Yay.
Oh, and mail just came
Oh,
up.
and you just got an email.
It literally just came up while I was showing it. Look, now it's got a 1. Oh my God.
No,
That's
it's got a 1. That's funny though. At least
fucking
it's not
hilarious.
1,000.
It was
Isn't
at
that
0 when I tried to just show you.
Kimberly Nutter Butter Utter.
And
She's
it's
here.
a deletable email, so I'm going to delete it right now.
Okay,
And
so
my
anything
emails
more
are
than
at 0.
Look, he said anything more than 0 is unacceptable, and now it's back at 0.
Yes.
Oh, that was Jared.
I
Jared
literally
said
just
Jared said,
erased it.
I emailed you, fucker.
No, that wasn't him.
Kimberly likes your outfit. Kimberly likes
Thank
your
you,
outfit.
Kimberly.
She says patriotic. She tried to say outfit, but that is not outfit. Then that's what
That's
she
okay.
said. Outfit.
Thank you.
Oh well.
An old school. This is a vintage Johnny Q Public shirt. Hey, if you're going to call Pearl Jam classic rock on US 97, then I'm going to call this shirt of my own band vintage.
Vintage.
I could
right.
sell this right now on eBay for like $1,000.
Oh, so by the way, we're getting super close to the start of this thing. Diane puts a good point here. Remember, we're all friends. Debate or no debate.
We absolutely are, guys. Come on.
And please get out there and vote for whoever you want. I don't care.
Yeah, vote
I
for whoever
literally
you want.
don't care. You voice your opinion. You're all good. Nobody's going to be swayed the other way anyway. So just vote for who you want. And that's our right.
I'm still
Go for
fine
it.
with you.
I'm fine with you. Come over and party and don't write dicks on the wall, you know?
Yeah, right.
Yep.
You
That's
all have done things to me that give me more reason to hate you than who you vote for. And I'm still fine with you.
Wait,
Come on, that was funny.
I wanted this
I'm
one.
joking. Anyway.
Terry says, damn it, Jared, you emailed me by mistake. Stop sending me nudes.
Yeah, Jared, quit sending nudes to Terry.
So that's our little bit of public announcement. Oh, by the way, anyone who's listened to our Unsung Dreamers podcast before, we always talk about no politics. Well, fuck it. Tonight, this is what everybody cares about right now. So that's why we're doing this. But we're not expressing opinions, are we? We're not.
For any of you who have actually been following
We're
us
gonna bash
legitimately,
everybody.
you'll know that we sit pretty much in the middle. We ain't going one way or the other. I'm just as annoyed with one side as I am the other. So don't fucking beat up on me because I really don't give a fuck. Oh, let's drink.
Oh, drink. Okay, we're gonna get the.
Every time I say I don't give a fuck, we drink.
All right, we are probably.
Let's keep a nice heart.
Super close. Yes. Keep a nice heart. That's a real talk. Just want people to keep a nice heart. Absolutely. No matter what. Because you guess what? We're going to all go to work and we're going to eat. We're going to go shit. We're going to do whatever we need to do, no matter who the fuck is president.
Shit.
Oh, that's right. I don't shit, baby. I'm just a sparkly little princess.
Come on.
I know.
I don't want to think about you shitting.
I know. Please don't.
You're my angel. Anyway,
I'm just going to take a look and see where they're at right now.
So yeah, let's all get along, man.
Oh, here it goes.
No, not yet. Don't bring it in yet.
It's super close.
What time is it?
It's right on. It's 8:00.
It's 8:00,
bro.
Well, I guess you could see if it'll come in.
I'm going to see. I'm going to try this right now. So we're going to, what's the best view? Probably this one.
Chris Snyder said, girls don't poop. Amen, brother. They do not.
We're going to try that one. I don't like that view. How about this one?
No, put it back.
This one.
We don't need to really even fucking see it.
Well, kind of. I wish I could move it.
As long as there's audio.
I know. I probably have to turn.
Which I might need to turn this
I
up.
might need to turn this up. Maybe the computer. Yeah, the computer.
It's just a bare stage right now.
Right.
So.
And maybe, let me go check it out. It's just starting. Chris Snyder, the girls don't poop. That's funny.
I know.
I heard you say that.
I told them, amen, brother.
I know. I wanted to say hi. So I'm not sure that the audio is going yet. It's on. Everything's cool over here. All right. So whatever. We'll just sit tight. Audio should be up on everything.
Are you able to move that at all?
I can't move it. So I'm just going to have to go like this.
What happens when you do that second one?
Well, it goes like this.
No, the second one.
This one?
Yeah.
Let's try that. No. This? No. This? No. And this is full screen. So it's between these two. That one.
See, not or
this one.
I don't think we really need to see it.
We have
No,
to.
we can see it. I just don't think we need to see it that big.
Well, like this. But I'm sorry.
I think that's fine.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I mean, you're either going to watch our show during this fucking shit show or you're going to just click over and go watch the real one.
Right. So
doesn't matter to me.
I mean, if you want to hear it without us interfering, then, you know, you can just mute us.
I'm going to talk over it the whole time. I'm just saying, because I don't give a fuck.
Oh, drink. Oh, drink. Drink.
We got to go down and see Russ Weatherby soon.
We do.
That'd be
We need to go
fun.
to
Give him
Oklahoma.
shit and maybe beat down his self-esteem a little while we're there. And that would be great.
Just before we start, Terry Jones also says, I have my opinions, but they're not worth losing friends over unless it's a good excuse.
Unless it's a good excuse.
Unless you want to lose a friend. I don't know.
I might punch you for taking pictures with no film in your camera,
I
you
might
some bitch.
Punch you for drawing a stupid dick on my bathroom door. I don't know. Call me crazy, but whatever. Are we okay? So I don't know if there's sound yet on this particular feed. So
I don't know either.
I don't know. I can't hear anything. Let me look.
It doesn't look like it's actually like.
No, there's nothing happening. It's still dull. And
are you sure?
I see. It's
like 8:03.
Okay, let me look and see what's going on the other page. I see people milling around, but there's nothing happening. They're moving.
Are they moving?
Yeah, they're moving.
Okay, maybe it's just on silent then.
So it's live and it's going. So they're just not ready yet, which is fine. So that's fine. Don't care.
Oh, this will be funny.
Diane likes this view. So I'm just going to scooch over here and be close to you. Is that okay?
So we're drinking every time Trump says Sleepy Joe, and we're going to drink every time. We're going to drink hard, not beer. We're going to drink hard every time Trump says Sleepy Joe, and we're going to drink every time Biden says, here's the deal. It looks like she is.
Turn it up.
It's up.
Wrong one. Dang it. And that's only here. Damn it.
Why isn't that coming?
I don't know.
Here?
We're hooked in. We should, damn it. This should be better than this.
We are going to be drunk if we drink on those things.
Totally. Jerry's got his crown.
You got internal speakers right there.
Do I?
Go back to that.
Okay. Do I need that?
Yeah, just try it.
Okay. Hang on. It's going to be loud. Let me pull this down.
No, try it.
Ready? Here we go. Hang on. Here we go. And go. There we go. Now we got some good shit. There we go.
You guys hear the audio of it now?
I think so. I'm going to clap. Let's just clap. Just to be formal.
And I do want to say a very good evening to both of you. This debate will cover 6 major topics. At the beginning of each section, each candidate will have 2 minutes uninterrupted to answer my first question. The debate commission will then turn on their microphone only when it is their turn to answer, and the commission will turn it off exactly when the 2 minutes have expired. After that, both microphones will remain on, but on behalf of the voters, I'm going to ask you to please speak one at a time. The goal is for you to hear each other and for the American people to hear every word of what you both have to say. And so with that, if you're ready, let's start. And we will begin with the fight against the coronavirus. President Trump, the first question is for you. The country is heading into a dangerous new phase. More than 40,000 Americans are in the hospital tonight with COVID, including record numbers here in Tennessee. And since the two of you last shared a stage, 16,000 Americans have died from COVID. So please be specific. How would you lead the country during this next stage of the coronavirus crisis? 2 minutes, uninterrupted.
So, as you know, 2.2 million people modeled out were expected to die. We closed up the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease that came from China. It's a worldwide pandemic. It's all over the world. You see the spikes in Europe and many other places right now. If you notice, the mortality rate is down 85%. The excess mortality rate is way down and much lower than almost any other country. And we're fighting it, and we're fighting it hard. There is a spike. There was a spike in Florida, and it's now gone. There was a very big spike in Texas. It's now gone. There was a very big spike in Arizona. It's now gone. And there are some spikes and surges in other places. They will soon be gone. We have a vaccine that's coming. It's ready. It's going to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered. We have Operation Warp Speed, which is the military is going to distribute the vaccine. I can tell you from personal experience that I was in the hospital. I had it, and I got better. And I will tell you that I had something that they gave me, a therapeutic, I guess they would call it. Some people could say it was a cure. But I was in for a short period of time, and I got better very fast, or I wouldn't be here tonight. And now they say I'm immune. Whether it's 4 months or a lifetime, nobody's been able to say that, but I'm immune. More and more people are getting better. We have a problem that's a worldwide problem. This is a worldwide problem. But I've been congratulated by the heads of many countries on what we've been able to do. If you take a look at what we've done in terms of goggles and masks and gowns and everything else.
He wants us to hit the full screen.
We're now making ventilators.
He wants us to do this while Prezzo's
all over the world,
talking.
Thousands and thousands a month, distributing them all over the world.
I give a shit.
It will go away. And as I
we'll
say, we're rounding the turn. We're rounding the corner. It's going away.
Okay, former Vice President Biden, to you, how would you lead the country out of this crisis? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
220,000 Americans dead. You hear nothing else I say tonight. Hear this. Anyone who's responsible for not taking control, in fact, not saying I take no responsibility initially. Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America. We're in a situation where there are 1,000 deaths a day now, 1,000 deaths a day. And there are over 70,000 new cases per day.
Trump didn't answer the question.
Compared to what's going on in Europe, as the New England Medical Journal said, they're starting from a very low rate. We're starting from a very high rate. The expectation is we'll have another 200,000 Americans dead between now and the end of the year. If we just wore these masks, the president's own advisors have told him, we could save 100,000 lives. And we're in a circumstance where the president thus far and still has no plan, no comprehensive plan. What I would do is make sure we have everyone encouraged
Somebody
to wear
said drink
a
to when he
mask
says
all
there's
the
no
time.
plan.
I would make sure,
but we're drinking to
here's the deal and Sleepy Joe.
Rapid testing. I would make sure that we set up national standards as to how to open up schools and open up businesses so they can be safe and give them the wherewithal, the financial resources to be able to do that.
Full screen YouTube and
We're in a situation now
then do it.
I grasp it.
The New
5
England
minutes
Medical
later.
Journal, one of the most serious
slow,
journals in the whole world, said for the first time ever that the way this president has responded to this crisis has been absolutely tragic. And so, folks, I will take care of this. I will end this. I will make sure we have a
The
plan.
question was how, and neither one of them answered it.
Follow up
Neither
with
one of
you,
them answered.
Your comments. You talked about taking a therapeutic. I assume you're referencing Regeneron. You also said a vaccine will be coming within weeks.
Yes.
Is that a guarantee?
No, it's not a guarantee, but it will be by the end of the year. But I think it has a good chance. There are two companies
Millennial.
within a matter of weeks.
He's
and
a
it will be
millennial.
distributed very
Can
quickly.
you tell us which companies?
Johnson & Johnson is doing very well. Moderna is doing very well. Pfizer is doing very well. And we have numerous others. Then we also have others that we're working on very closely with other countries, in particular Europe.
Let me follow up with you, and because this is new information, you have said a vaccine is coming
not a
soon
debate.
within weeks now. Your own officials say
This
it
isn't
could
a
take
debate.
well into
She's
2021
just
at the
questioning him.
earliest for
That's
enough
okay.
Americans to get vaccinated. And even then, they say the country will be wearing masks and distancing into 2022. Is your timeline realistic?
No, I think my timeline is going to be more accurate. I don't know that they're counting on the military the way I do, but we have our generals lined up, one in particular, that's the head of logistics. And this is a very easy distribution for him. He's ready to go as soon as we have the vaccine. And we expect to have 100 million vials. As soon as we have the vaccine, he's ready to go.
Vice President Biden, your reaction, and just 40% of Americans say they would definitely agree to take a coronavirus vaccine if it was approved by the government. What steps would you take to give Americans confidence in a vaccine if it were approved?
Make sure it's totally transparent. Have the scientists of the world see it, know it, look at it, go through all the processes. And by the way, this is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter last time. This is the same fellow who told you that, don't worry, we're going to end this by the summer. We're about to go into a dark winter.
Well,
A
nobody
dark winter.
knew.
And he has no
Come on.
clear plan, and there's no prospect that there's going to be a vaccine.
It's all about
available
him.
for
She
the
asked
majority of the
you.
American
She asked
people
you,
before the middle of
Biden.
next year.
She asked what
President
you're
Trump, your
going to
reaction,
do.
He says
I
you
don't
have no
think we're going
plan.
to have a dark winter and at all. We're opening up our country. We've learned and studied and understand the disease, which we didn't at the beginning.
100
When I closed
million
and banned
vials.
China
100
from
million
coming in heavily
vials.
infected, and then
We're
ultimately
going to
Europe.
have
But China was in
100
January.
million
Months later, he
vials.
was saying I was xenophobic. I did it too soon. Now he's saying, "Oh, I should have, moved quicker." But he didn't move quicker. He was months behind me, many months behind me. And frankly, he ran the H1N1
Oh, he's playing. Yep.
swine
Here he
flu.
goes, the
It was
accordion.
a total disaster, far
Yep.
less lethal, but it was a total disaster. Had that had
There's
this
Eric
kind
Gwynn.
of
We should have done that.
numbers,
Total disaster.
700,000 people.
I wish
would
we
be
could call
dead
Eric
right
Gwynn
I
in
know.
right now.
But it was a far
100
less
million
lethal
vials.
disease. Look, his own person who ran that for him, who, as you know, was his chief of staff, said it was catastrophic. It was horrible. We didn't know what we were doing.
You're not.
Now he
Oh,
comes
line it
up
up.
and tells
With him.
us how to do this. So everything that he said about the way every single move that he said we should make, that's what we've done. We've done all of it. But he was way behind us.
Vice President Biden, your response.
My response is he is xenophobic, but not because he shut down
He's what?
access from China. And he did it
Anaphobic?
late
I don't know
after
what that
40
is.
countries
Let's
had
Google
already
that.
done that. In addition to that, what he did, he made sure that we had 44 people that were in there in China trying to get to Wuhan to
China.
determine
Wait,
what
we decided
exactly
not
the
to do
source
that.
was.
All
What
right.
did the president say in January? He said, no, he said, he's being transparent. The president of China is being transparent. We owe him a debt of gratitude. We have to thank him. And then what happened was we started talking about using the Defense Act to make sure we go out and get whatever is needed out there to protect people. And again, I go back to this. He had nothing. He did virtually nothing. And then he gets out of the hospital and he talks about don't worry. It's all going to be over soon. Come on. There's not another serious scientist in the world who thinks it's going to be over soon.
President Trump, your reaction?
Say over soon. I say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does. He has the ability to lock himself up. I don't know. He's obviously made a lot of money someplace, but he has this thing about living in a basement. People can't do that. By the way, I, as the president, couldn't do that. I'd love to put myself in the basement or in a beautiful room in the White House and go away for a year and a half until it disappears. I can't do that. And Kirsten, every meeting I had, and I'd meet a lot of families, including Gold Star families and military families. Every meeting I had, and I had to meet them. I had to. It would be horrible to have canceled everything. I said, this is dangerous. And you catch it. And, I caught it. I learned a lot. Great doctors, great hospitals. And now I recovered. 99.9 of young people recover. 99% of people recover. We have to recover. We can't close up our nation. We have to open our school, and we can't close up our nation, or you're not going to have a nation.
And of course, the CDC has said young people can get sick with COVID-19 and can pass it. Vice President Biden, I want to talk broadly about strategy, though.
Can I respond to that?
30 seconds, please, and then I have a question.
No, number one, he says that we're learning to live with it. People are learning to die with it. You folks home will have an empty chair at the kitchen table this morning. That man or wife going to bed tonight and reaching over to try to touch their, out of habit, where their wife or husband was, is gone. Learning to live with it. Come on. We're dying with it. Because he has never said, you said it's dangerous. When's the last time? Is it really dangerous still? Are we dangerous? You tell the people it's dangerous now? What should they do about the danger? And you say, I take no responsibility.
Let me talk about your two.
Excuse me, I take full responsibility. It's not my fault that he came here. It's China's fault. And you know what? It's not Joe's fault that he came here either. It's China's fault. They kept it from going into the rest of China for the most part, but they didn't keep it from coming out to the world, including Europe and ourselves.
Vice President Biden.
The fact is that when we knew it was coming, when it hit, what happened? What did the president say? He said, don't worry, it's going to go away. Be gone by Easter. Don't worry. The warm weather. Don't worry. Maybe inject bleach. He said he was kidding when he said that, but a lot of people thought it was serious. A whole range of things the president has said. Even today, he thinks we are in control. We're about to lose 200,000 more people.
President Trump.
Look, perhaps just to finish this, I was kidding on that, but just to finish this, when I closed, he said I shouldn't have closed. And that went on for months. Nancy Pelosi said the same thing. She was dancing on the streets in Chinatown in San Francisco. But when I closed, he said, this is a terrible thing. You're xenophobic. I think he called me racist even. And because I was closing it to China. Now he says I should have closed it earlier. Joe, it doesn't work.
I didn't say either of those things.
You certainly did. You certainly did.
I talked about a xenophobia in a different context. It wasn't about closing the border to Chinese coming to the United States.
All right, I want to talk about both of your
This
different
muted mic
strategies
thing
to
is
handle
actually
He thought
good.
I shouldn't have closed the border.
Well,
The
let's-
muted
That's
mic thing
obvious.
is good.
Yeah, but that's
Is
only
that- you
during
wanna
the
respond to
first
that
2
quickly,
minutes
Vice President
of the
Biden?
initial
Well, I'm
question.
just saying,
Let's
it's
talk about your
good that
different
everyone's able
strategies
to
I
for
get
agree.
their
this.
fucking
Mr. Vice
shit
President,
out.
you suggested you would support new shutdowns if scientists recommended it. What do you say to Americans who are fearful that the cost of shutdowns, the impact on the economy, the higher rates of hunger, depression, domestic and substance abuse outweighs the risk of exposure to the virus?
What I would say is I'm going to shut down the virus, not the country.
You
It's his
can't shut
ineffective
down
do you-
the
how are you
virus,
gonna do
Joe.
Caused the country to have
Tell
to
us
shut
how to do
down
that.
in large part. Why businesses
You're
have
not
gone under, why
capable of
schools
shutting
have
down a
closed, why so many
pandemic.
people have lost their living, and why they're
Son
concerned.
of a bitch.
Because
Those
you
other
shut down the
concerns are real.
economy.
That's why he should have been, instead of in a sand trap in his golf course, he should have been negotiating with Nancy
Oh, just use
Pelosi and the
media
rest of the
points.
Democrats and Republicans about what to do about the acts they were passing for billions of dollars to make sure people had the capacity.
But you haven't ruled out more shutdowns.
Well, no, I'm not shutting down the name, but there are, look, you need standards.
Oh,
The
he
standards
almost said,
have
here's
to
the
have a
deal.
reproduction
He
rate in
almost
the
said, here's the
community
deal.
that's above a certain level. Everybody says, slow up, more social distancing. Do not open bars and do not open gymnasiums.
We warned
Do
you,
not open
Jared.
until
We
you
warned
get
you.
under
Talk over
control,
him.
We're going to talk
under
over
more
everybody.
control.
You son
But
of a
when you
bitch.
do open, give the people the capacity to be able to open and have the capacity to do it safely. For example, schools, they need a lot of money to open. They need to deal with ventilation systems. They need to deal with smaller classes.
They're not
more
answering the
teachers, more
questions.
pods. And he's refused to support that money, or at least up to now.
Let's talk about schools. President
Well,
Trump,
I
you,
think we have to respond, if I might.
please, and then I have a follow-up.
Thank you, and I appreciate
Because you
that.
asked him the question, now
Look,
he
all
gets a chance to
does is talk
respond.
about
Come on, Chicky.
shutdowns, but forget about him. His Democrat governors, Cuomo in New York. You look at what's going on in California. You look at Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Democrats all, they're shut down so tight and they're dying. They're dying. And he supports all these people. All he talks about is shutdowns. No, we're not going to shut down, and we have to open our schools. And it's like, as an example, I have a young son. He also tested positive. By the time I spoke to the doctor the second time, he was fine. It just went away. Young people, I guess it's their immune system.
Let me follow up with you, President Trump. You've demanded schools open in person and insist they can do it safely. But just yesterday, Boston became the latest city to move its public school system entirely online after a coronavirus spike. What is your message to parents who worry that sending their children to school will endanger not only their kids, but also their teachers and families?
I want to open the schools. The transmittal rate to the teachers is very small, but I want to open the schools. We have to open our country. We're not going to have a country. You can't do this. We can't keep this country closed. This is a massive country with a massive economy. People are losing their jobs. They're committing suicide. There's depression, alcohol, drugs at a level
true.
that nobody's ever seen before. There's abuse, tremendous abuse. We have to open our country. You know, I've said it often. The cure cannot be worse than the problem itself.
Vice
And that's
President.
what's happening. And he wants to close down. He'll close down the country if one person in our massive bureaucracy says we should close it down.
Vice President Biden, your
Simply
response.
not true. We ought to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. We ought to be able to safely open, but when they need resources to open. You need to be able to, for example, if you're going to open a business, have social distancing within the business. You need to have, if you have a restaurant, you need to have plexiglass dividers so people
That's
cannot
what we're doing for the
infect
last
one
6
another.
months.
You need to be in a position where you can take testing rapidly and know whether a person is in fact infected. You need to be able to trace. You need to be able to provide all the resources that are needed to do this. And that is not inconsistent with saying that what we're going to make sure that we open safely. And by the way, all you teachers out there, not that many of you are going to die, so don't worry about it. Come on.
Oh, God.
President Trump,
If
let me
Trump
follow
would
up
have
with you
said
quickly.
that,
By the way,
If
well,
Trump
oh,
would have said that,
you
he'd have
go
been
look at
murdered.
What's happened to New York?
not
It's a
many of you are
Not
going to
many of you
die.
are going to die. What does he
And
mean?
when you talk about plexiglass, these are restaurants that are dying. These are businesses with no money. Putting a plexiglass is unbelievably expensive, and it's not the answer. I mean, you're going to sit there in a cubicle wrapped around with plastic. It's
But
these
they're
are
already doing
businesses
it.
that are
They're
dying,
already
Joe.
doing
You
it.
can't do that to people. You
We're
just
all
can't.
basically
Take a look at
agreeing.
New York and what's happened to my wonderful city for so many years. I loved it. It was vibrant. It's dying. Everyone's leaving New York.
Take a look
Vice
at what
President
New
Biden.
York has done in terms of turning the curve down in terms of the number of people dying. And I don't look at this in terms of the way he does. blue states and red states. They're all the United States. And look at the states that are having such a spike in the coronavirus. They're the red states. They're the states in the Midwest. They're the states in the upper Midwest. That's where the spike is occurring significantly. But they're all Americans. They're all Americans. And what we have to do is say, wear these masks, number one. Make sure we get the help that the businesses need that has money's already been passed to do that. It's been out there since the beginning of the summer, and nothing's happened.
President, New York has lost more than 40,000 people, 11,000 people in nursing homes.
President Trump, what
When you
about
say spike, take a look at what's happening in Pennsylvania, where they've had it closed. Take a look at what's happening with your friend in Michigan, where her husband's the only one allowed to do anything. It's been like a prison. Now it was just ruled unconstitutional. Take a look at North Carolina. They're having spikes, and they've been closed. And they're getting killed financially. We can't let that happen, Joe. You can't let that happen. We have to open up, and we understand the disease. We have to protect our seniors. We have to protect our elderly. We have to protect especially our seniors with heart problems and diabetes problems, and we will protect them. We have the best testing in the world by far. That's why we have so many cases.
Let me follow up with you before we move on to our next section. President Trump, this week you called Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's best known infectious disease expert, quote, a disaster. You described him and other medical experts as, quote, idiots. If you're not listening to them, who are you listening to as you fight this?
I'm listening to all of them, including Anthony. I get along very well with Anthony, but he did say, don't wear masks. He did say, as you know, this is not going to be a problem. I think he's a Democrat, but that's okay. He said, this is not going to be a problem. We are not going to have a problem at all. When Joe says that, I said, Anthony Fauci said, and others, and many others, and I'm not knocking him a lot. Nobody knew. Look, nobody knew what this thing was. Nobody knew where it was coming from, what it was. We've learned a lot. But Anthony said, don't wear masks. Now he wants to wear masks. Anthony also said, if you look back, exact words, here's his exact words. This is no problem. This is going to go away soon. So he's allowed to make mistakes. He happens to be a good person.
Vice President Biden, your response quickly, and then we're going to move on to the next section.
My response is that think about what the president knew in January and didn't tell the American people. He was told this was a serious virus that spread in the air, and it was much worse than the flu. He went on record and said to one of your colleagues, recorded, that in fact he knew how dangerous it was, but he didn't want to tell us. He didn't want to tell us because he didn't want us to panic. He didn't want us, Americans don't panic.
Yes, they do.
But guess what? In the meantime, we
toilet
found out in the
paper?
New York Times
Toilet
the other
paper
day
much?
that in fact his folks went to Wall Street and said this is a really dangerous thing. And a memo out of that meeting, not from his administration, but from some of the brokers said, sell short because we got to get moving. It's a dangerous problem.
Well, this is
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to respond, and then we're
The
going
Wall
to
Street
move
one,
on.
I don't know. Somebody went to Wall Street. You're the one that takes all the money from Wall Street. I don't take it.
I
Joe,
haven't.
you have raised a lot of money, tremendous amounts of money. And every time you raise money, deals are made, Joe. I could raise so much more money as president and as somebody that knows most of those people. I could call the heads of Wall Street, the heads of every company in America. I would blow away every record, but I don't want to do that because it puts me in a bad position. And then you bring up Wall Street. You shouldn't be bringing up Wall Street because you're the one that takes the money from Wall Street, not me. I could blow away your records that like you wouldn't believe. We don't need
now
money.
we're
We
going
have
to go
plenty of
behind
money. In fact,
we're going to go
we
fist
beat
fight.
Hillary Clinton with a tiny fraction of the money that she was able
All
to.
right,
How much
gentlemen,
richer
we're
I
gonna-
am.
Yeah,
Average
well, my
contribution,
dad can beat up
$43.
your
All
dad.
right, we're going to move on to our next section, which
I could
is
raise so
national
much
security.
money than
And I
you.
do want to start with the security of our elections and some breaking news from
Oh,
overnight.
gosh.
Just last night, top intelligence officials confirmed again that both Russia and Iran are working to influence this election. Both countries have obtained U.S. voter registration information, these officials say, and Iran sent intimidating messages to Florida voters. This question goes to you, Mr. Vice President. What would you do to put an end to this threat? You have
Say,
2
here's
minutes
the deal.
uninterrupted.
Here's the deal.
I made it clear.
Oh,
And
God.
I ask everyone else to take the pledge. I made
He's
it
on
clear
point.
that any country, no matter who it is, that interferes in American elections will pay a price. They will pay a price.
It's
To
not the
me and
question,
my
she
son.
To
answered.
be clear, this election, won't even get into the last one, this election, that Russia has been involved, China's been involved to some degree, and now we learn that Iran is involved. They will pay a price if I'm elected. They're interfering with American
And don't you think
sovereignty.
they have?
Eric
what's
Gwynn,
going
you
on
probably
right
still
now.
have
Interfering
toilet
with
paper
American
left over from
sovereignty.
that
You did.
pile
To the
you
best of my
bought.
knowledge,
Bought
I
that
don't think the
shit
president
ton
said
of-
anything to Putin about it. I don't think he's talking to him a lot. I don't think he said a word. I don't know why he hadn't said a word to Putin about it. And I don't know what he has recently said, if anything, to the Iranians. My guess is he'd probably be more outspoken with regard to the Iranians.
That wasn't the
But
question.
the point is this, folks.
These fucking
We are in a
politicians,
situation
all of
where
them.
we have foreign countries trying to interfere in the outcome of our election. His own national security advisor told him that what is happening with his buddy, well, I shouldn't, well, I will. His buddy, Rudy Giuliani, he's being used as a Russian pawn. He's being fed information that is Russian, that is not true. And then what happens? Nothing happens. And then you find out that everything that's going on here about Russia is wanting to make sure that I do not get elected the next president of the United States because they know I know them and they know me. I don't understand
I'm
why
with you on
this
that,
president
Al.
is unwilling to take on Putin when he's actually paying bounties to kill American soldiers in Afghanistan, when he's engaged in activities that are trying to destabilize all of NATO. I don't know why he doesn't do it, but it's worth asking the question. Why isn't that being done? Any country that interferes with us will, in fact, pay a price because they're affecting our sovereignty.
President Trump, same question to
Does
you.
he get a chance to
let me ask
rebut?
the question. You're going to have 2 minutes to respond. For 2 elections in a row now, there has been substantial interference from foreign
He didn't get a
adversaries.
chance to
What would you
respond.
do in your next term to put an end to this? 2 minutes
Well,
uninterrupted.
let me respond to the first part as Joe answered. Joe got $3.5 million from Russia, and it came through Putin because he was very friendly with the former mayor of Moscow, and it was the mayor of Moscow's wife. And you got $3.5 million. Your family got $3.5 million. And, you know, someday you're going to have to explain, why did you get 3.5? I never got any money from Russia. I don't get money from Russia. Now, about your thing last night, I knew all about that. And through John Ratcliffe, who is fantastic, DNI, he said, the one thing that's common to both of them, they both want you to lose, because there has been nobody tougher to Russia. Between the sanctions, nobody tougher than me on Russia. Between the sanctions, between all of what I've done with NATO, you know, I've got the NATO countries to put up an extra $130 billion, going to $420 billion a year. That's to guard against Russia. I sold, while he was selling pillows and sheets, I sold tank busters to Ukraine. There has been nobody tougher on Russia than Donald Trump. And I'll tell you, they were so bad. They took over the submarine port. You remember that very well. During your term, during you and Barack Obama, they took over a big part of what should have been Ukraine. You handed it to them, but you were getting a lot of money from Russia. They were paying you a lot of money, and they probably still are. But now, with what came out today, it's even worse. All of the emails, the horrible emails of the kind of money that you were raking in, you and your family. And Joe, you were vice president when some of this was happening, and it should have never happened. And I think you owe an explanation to the American people.
Ooh.
Why is it? Somebody just had a news conference.
Savage.
There,
ago who
subtle.
was essentially supposed to work with you and your
Fucking
family.
uppercut.
But what he said was damning. And regardless of me, I think you have to clean it up and talk to the American people. Maybe you can do it right now.
Oh my God! Wow.
Vice President Biden, you may respond.
Fucking
He was
And I do
coached
wanna
like a
follow up on the
motherfucker.
election security.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life. We learned that this president paid 50 times the tax in China, has a secret bank account with China, does business in China, and in fact is talking about me taking money. I have not taken a single penny from any country whatsoever,
be careful,
ever.
Joe.
Number
Be
one.
careful.
Number two, this is a president. I have released all of my tax returns, 22 years. Go look at them. 22 years of my tax return. You have not released a single solitary year of your tax return. What are you hiding? Why are you unwilling? The foreign countries are paying you a lot. Russia's paying you a lot. China's paying you a lot. And your hotels and all your businesses all around the country, all around the world. And China's
Joe's
building a
getting
new
savage
road to
too.
a golf course you have overseas. So what's going on here? Why don't release your tax return or stop talking about corruption?
President Trump, your response.
First of all, I called my accountants under audit. I'm going to release them as soon as we can. I want to do it. and it'll show how successful, how great this company is. But much more importantly than that, people were saying $750. I asked them a week ago, I said, what did I pay? They said, sir, you prepaid tens of millions of dollars. I prepaid my tax. Tens over the last number of years. Tens of millions of dollars I prepaid because at some point they think it's an estimate. They think I may have to pay tax. So I already prepaid it. Nobody told me that.
Did your accountant
Nobody
tell
told
when
you
could
that.
release
Excuse
them?
me. And it wasn't written whenever they write
Excuse
this.
me.
They keep talking about $750, which I think is a filing fee. But let me just tell you, I prepaid millions and millions of dollars in taxes. Number one. Number two, I don't make money from China. You do. I don't make money from Ukraine. You do. I don't make money from Russia. You made $3.5 million, Joe, and your son gave you. They even have a statement that we have to give 10% to the big man. You're the big man, I think. I don't know. Maybe you're not, but you're the big man, I think. Your son said we have to give 10% to the big man. Joe, what's that all about? It's terrible.
All right, gentlemen, I want to ask you both some questions
I have to
about all of this,
respond to
but
that.
I'm going to let you both respond very quickly. You just said you spoke to your accountant
Yes.
about potentially releasing your taxes. Did he tell you when you can release them? Do you
As
have
soon
a
as the audit is
deadline for
finished.
when you're going to release
I
them to the
get
American
treated
people?
worse than the Tea Party got treated. Because
you
I have a
don't
lot
have
of
a timeline.
people in there, deep down in the IRS, they treat me horribly. We made a deal, it was all settled until I decide to run for president. I get treated very badly by the IRS, very unfairly. But we had a deal all done. As soon as we're completed with the deal, I want to release it. But I have paid millions and millions of dollars, and it's worse than paying. I paid in advance. It's called prepaying your taxes. I paid in advance.
I want to ask you
Sure.
both about questions regarding your potential foreign entanglements and questions that have been raised to give you both a chance
Some
to
point
talk
about
about
this
this more broadly. Respond very quickly, and then I'll get to my question.
Why did he's been saying this for 4 years? Show us. Just show us. Stop playing around. You've been saying for 4 years
Everybody
you're going to
knows
release your taxes. Nobody knows it, Mr. President. What they do
Okay.
know is you're not paying your taxes, or you're paying taxes that are so low. When last time he said what he paid, he said, I only pay that little because I'm smart. I know how to game the system. Come on. Come on, folks.
Very
So
quickly, President Trump, and then I want to get to two questions to both of you
Sure.
on this.
I was put through a phony witch hunt for 3 years. It started before I even got elected. They spied on my campaign. No president should ever have to go through what I went through. Let me just say this. Mueller and 18 angry Democrats and FBI agents all over the place spent $48 million. They went through everything I had, including my tax returns, and they found absolutely no collusion and nothing wrong. 48 million. I guarantee you, if I spent 1 million on you, Joe, I could find plenty wrong, because
All
the
right.
kind of things that you've done and the kind of monies that your family has taken. I mean, your brother made money in Iraq.
Let me-
Millions of dollars. Your other brother made a fortune, and it's all through you, Joe. And they say you get some of it, and you do live very well. You have houses all over the place. You live very well.
All right, gentlemen, let me just ask
Oh,
some
man.
questions about all of this broadly. Vice President Biden, there have been questions about the work your son has done in China and for a Ukrainian energy company when you were vice president. In retrospect, was anything about those relationships inappropriate or unethical?
Well, he's not
Nothing
going to
was
say
unethical.
yes.
Here's what the deal.
Of course. Oh, here's the deal.
With regard
He
to
said, here's the
Ukraine.
deal.
Oh, he said, here's the
He said,
deal.
here's
We had this whole question about whether or not.
He said,
because
here's the
he was
deal.
on the
Biden
board
said,
of
here's
a
the deal.
He said, here's the
charisma,
deal.
No,
Hey,
just out of the
company.
bottle.
Oh, fuck it.
that somehow I had done something wrong. Yet every single solitary person
my
when he was
God.
going through his impeachment,
That was like a goal.
testifying on the oath to work for him, said, I did my job impeccably. I carried out U.S. policy. Not one single solitary thing was out of line. Not a single thing. Number one. Number two, the guy who got in trouble in Ukraine was this guy trying to bribe the Ukrainian government to say something negative about me, which they would not do. And
Oh
did
my
not,
God.
Oh,
because
that's
it
not how
never,
that went,
ever,
Joe.
Ever happened.
I ain't a
son
Trump
has
fan, but that's not how
made
that went.
money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about? China. I have not had, the only guy made money from China is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China.
Never
President
to
Trump,
deal with
let me
China.
let me
By the
ask
way,
my question to you.
But
and
could I
then
just
you'll-
one thing?
very quickly?
His son didn't have a job for a long time, was sadly no longer in the military service. I won't get into that. and he didn't have a job. As soon as he became vice president, Burisma, not the best reputation in the world. I hear they paid him $183,000 a month. Listen to this, 183, and they gave him a $3 million upfront payment.
All
I
right.
jugged
And he
it.
had no
I'm
energy.
gonna
Frickin'
let the
vodka
Vice
made my
President
eyes
respond to
water.
that quickly, and then I need to get to a question.
He said, "Here's the
Very
deal. I
quickly.
jugged it." And yes, you're right, Eric Gwynn. That moderator is hot.
She's hot. And
Okay,
also,
President
you're
Trump,
right.
this is for you.
Maybe we
Since
should
you
have kept
took
it
office,
man if we wanted
Never
to drink
divested
more.
from your business. You've personally promoted
Kristen
your
Denhar said
properties
man.
abroad.
Yeah.
A report this week,
Should have kept
which
it
was
man for
referenced,
Biden.
does
I think if we
indicate
kept
that
it
your
man,
company has a
We'd
bank
be
we'd
drunk
get more
asses.
drunk.
China.
That's
So how
the
can voters know
fun.
that you don't have any foreign conflicts of interest?
I have many bank accounts, and they're all listed, and they're all over the place. I mean, I was a businessman doing business. The bank account you're referring to, which is everybody knows about it, it's listed. The bank account was in
Oh, he's tiny.
2013. That's what it was. It was opened it was closed in 2015, I believe. And then I decided, because I was thinking about doing a deal in China like millions of other people. I was thinking about it, and I decided I'm not going to do it. Didn't like it. I decided not to do it. Had an account open.
We are kind
and
of
I closed
dealing
it.
with.
Okay.
Excuse me. And then, unlike him, where he's vice president and he does business,
a
I then
babysitter.
decided to run for
I want to say,
president
so
after
far,
that.
I'm
That
liking
was
this
before.
better than the
So I
last
closed
debate.
it
The last debate was
before
a
I
piece of
even
shit.
ran
For sure, we
president,
get to
Fuck
listen
let
to
alone
him.
became president. Big difference. He is the vice president of the United States, and his son, his brother, and his other brother are getting rich. They're like a vacuum cleaner. They're sucking
Okay,
up money every
President Trump,
place he
thank you. We
goes.
do need
Not
to move
true.
on. I do want to ask you, Vice President Biden, about China. Let's talk about China more broadly. There have, of course, President Trump has said that they should pay for not being fully transparent in regards to the coronavirus. If you were president, would you make China pay? And please be specific. What would that look like?
What I'd make China
You were
do is
joking?
play by the international rules,
Why'd you
not
stretch
like
it
he
out?
has
Just
done. He has
future.
caused the deficit of China to go up, not down, with China, up, not down. We are making sure that in order to do business in China, you have to give all your intellectual property. You have to have a partner in China. It's 51%.
My other
Not
brother,
do that
Daryl.
at
Yeah.
all, number one.
Same
Number
here.
two, we're in a
Same
situation
brother,
where
what?
China would have to play by the rules.
Brother and your
internationally
other
as well.
brother.
When I met with Xi,
Xi?
when I was still vice president, he said we're setting up air identification zones in the South China Sea. You can't fly through them. I said, we're going to fly through them. We just flew B-52, B-1 bombers through it. We're not going to pay attention. They have to play by the rules. And what's he do? He embraces guys like the thugs like in North Korea and the Chinese president and Putin and others.
You can't even think of
He
them.
pokes his finger in the eye of all of our friends, all of our allies. We make up we're 25% of the world's economy. We need to be having the rest of our friends with us saying to China, these are the rules. You play by them or you're going to pay the price for not paying by them economically. That's the way I will run it. And that's what we did in upholding steel tariffs and a range of other things when we were president and vice president.
All right, let's talk about North Korea.
Excuse me, no, I have to
Yes.
Can
respond
he
to that.
respond?
Okay.
Yeah.
Very quickly, and then
His
we're
son
going to move
walked
on
out
to
with
North
$1.5 billion
Korea.
from China
He gets a
not
response.
after
True.
spending 10 minutes in office and being in Air Force Two, number one. Number two, there's a very strong email talking about your family wanting to make $10 million a year for introductions.
President Trump, on China policy,
True.
though, what
No, but wait a
specifically are
minute.
you going to do? What specifically are you going to do to make China pay? You've said you're going
First
to
of
make
all,
them pay.
China is
Can you
paying.
give
They're
him
paying
response
billions and
first
billions
before
of
you
dollars.
ask
I just
another
gave
question?
$28 billion.
New sanctions?
I just gave $28 billion to our farmers.
There you go, Eric.
Taxpayers'
China.
money.
It's what?
Taxpayers' money. Didn't
No,
come
no,
from
yeah,
China.
you know who the taxpayer is? It's called China. China
Not
paid
true.
$28 billion. And
We'd
you
be
know what
drunk
they
if we
did to pay
chose
it to?
China.
They
Enjoy that
devalued their
crown,
currency, and they also
Eric
paid
Gwynn.
up. And you know who got the money? Our farmers, our great farmers, because they were targeted. You never charged them anything. Also, I charged them 25% on dumped steel because they were killing our steel industry. We were not going to have a steel industry.
Okay.
And now we have a steel
Okay,
industry.
Vice President Biden, your response, please.
Our response is, look, this isn't about, there's a reason why he's bringing up all this malarkey. There's a reason for it. He doesn't wanna
Malarkey.
talk about
Malarkey.
I might drink to that
substantive
alone.
issues.
We
It's not
should.
about his family and my family. It's about your family. And your family's hurting badly. If you're making less than if you're a middle-class family, you're getting hurt badly right now. You're sitting at the kitchen table this morning deciding, well, we can't get new tires, they're bald because we have to wait another month or
Oh,
so.
somebody
Or are we
prepped him
gonna
on
be able to
this.
pay
This
the
is cool.
mortgage? Or who's going to tell her she can't
Oh.
go back to,
I like it.
to community college?
This is what you
They're
need
the
to say.
decisions you're making. In the middle-class families like I grew up in.
But
Scranton,
Hunter's got
Claremont,
like 4
they're in
Ferraris.
trouble. We should
Come
be
on,
talking
Joe,
about
fuck
their
off.
families, but that's the last
And a
thing he wants
bag
to
of
talk
them.
about.
Both of you
I wanna
fuck off.
talk-
I want to talk about North
Don't tell me
Korea.
about
I
the
do wanna
American
turn to-
family
10
struggling
seconds,
so
Mr.
bad
President.
You
when
don't even
fucking
know. Neither
Hunter's
of
got
you.
4 Ferraris.
Neither of you know.
Family around the table, everything. Just
All
a
right.
typical politician.
Hornswaggle.
Let's talk about
Not a
North
typical
Korea.
Al says
politician.
Okay,
That's why I got
hornswaggle.
elected.
Let's talk
Let's
about-
get off the subject of China. Let's talk around sitting around the table.
All right.
Come on, Joe, you can do better.
We're going to talk about North Korea now. President Trump, you've met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un 3 times. You've talked about your beautiful letters with him. You've touted the fact that there hasn't been a war or a long-range missile test. And yet North Korea recently rolled out its biggest ever intercontinental ballistic missile and continues to develop its nuclear arsenal. Do you see that as a betrayal of the relationship you
No.
forged? Just 30 seconds here because we need to get on to the next.
So when I met with Barack Obama, we sat in the White House right at the beginning, had a great conversation. It was supposed to be 15 minutes and it was well over an hour. He said the biggest problem we have with
Vanilla,
North
Crown
Korea.
Royal vanilla.
He indicated we will
Delicious.
be in a war with North
Mm.
Korea. Guess what? It would be a nuclear war. And he does have plenty of nuclear capability. In the meantime, I have a very good relationship with him. Different kind of a guy, but he probably thinks the same thing about me. We have a
Good
different
point.
kind of a relationship. We have a very good relationship.
You think we
and
should
there's
drink
no
on that?
war.
I'll drink on
And
that.
you know, about 2 months ago,
Come on, Joe.
he
You can do
broke
better.
into a certain area. They said, "Oh, there's going to be trouble." I said, "No, they're not, because he's not going to
You're
do
gonna
that."
be so
and I was
fucked
right.
up.
Look, instead of being in a war where millions of people, Seoul, you know, is 25
We're
miles
gonna
away,
work tomorrow.
millions and millions, 32
This
million
is what
people.
you
in Seoul.
politicians
Millions
do
of
to
people
us.
would be
Okay.
dead right now.
President
We
Trump,
don't have a
that's
war,
30
and I have a
seconds.
good
Thank you.
relationship.
Vice President Biden, to you. North Korea conducted 4 nuclear tests under the Obama administration. Why do you think you would be able to rein in this persistent threat right
Because
now?
I'd make it clear, which we were making clear to China, they had to be part of the deal, because here's the root. I made it clear.
Oh, he almost said, "Here's the deal."
Administration, when I went to China, that they said, why are you moving your missile defense up so close? Why are you moving more forces here? Why are you continuing
He
to do,
almost said, "Here's the deal." I'm gonna drink on
military maneuvers with South
Almost
Korea?
here's the
I
deal.
said,
I'm not.
because North
I almost
Korea
died
is a
that
problem,
time.
and we're going to continue to do it so we can control them. We're going to make sure we can control them and make sure they cannot hurt us. And so if you want to do something about it, step up and help. If not, it's going to continue. What has he done? He's legitimized North Korea. He's talked about his good buddy, who's a thug, and he talks about
Ooh,
how
you gotta
we're
be
better
careful
off, and
using
they have much more
fucking-
capable missiles,
Careful. Don't
able
appropriate.
to reach U.S. territory much more easily than ever did before.
Let me follow up with you.
So
Vice
Joe
President
Biden's
Biden. You said you
racist.
wouldn't meet
He
with Kim
thinks that
Jong-un
everyone from
without
North Korea
preconditions.
are
Are there any
thugs.
conditions under which you would meet with him?
You gonna
On
take
the
a break
condition
too?
that he
Hey,
would
it's what
agree
they
that
do.
He would be drawing
No,
down his
I just got to pee.
nuclear capacity.
That's what I
That
did.
The Korean Peninsula should be nuclear-free zone.
All right, let's move on to American
Kristen,
families.
they tried
Very
to
quickly,
meet with
10
him.
seconds,
They
President.
tried to meet with him. He
I
wouldn't do it. He didn't like Obama. He didn't like him. He wouldn't do it.
Okay, I
know
got to
for a
give him a
fact they
chance to
tried.
respond to that
He
before we
wouldn't
move
do
on.
it.
You
And
know,
that's
I-
okay. You know what? North Korea, we're not in a war. We have a good relationship. You know, people don't understand. Having a good
President
relationship
Trump,
with
we have to
leaders
move
of other
on because
countries
we have a
is
lot
a
of
good
country.
thing.
We have a lot of questions to get
Yes,
to.
now
That's
Your
like
response.
saying we had a stronger sanctions on you. That's why he wouldn't meet with us.
All right,
And
let's
it didn't
move
happen.
on. Let's
Excuse
move on
me.
and talk
He
about
left
American
me a
families.
mess, Kristen.
President Trump. Okay, we do
They
need to move on.
left me a mess. North Korea was a mess.
We
And
need
in
to
fact,
move
if
on
you
so that
remember
we
the
can get
first
to all
2 or
of
3
our
months,
questions tonight,
there was a
President
very
Trump.
dangerous period in my first 3 months before we sort of worked things out a little bit.
Okay.
There was a they left us a mess. And Obama would be, I think, the first to say it was the single biggest problem he thought that our country.
Okay, let's move on to American families and the economy. One of the issues that's most important to them is healthcare, as you both know. Today, there was a key vote on a new Supreme Court Justice, Amy Coney Barrett, and healthcare is at the center of her confirmation fight. Over 20 million Americans get their health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. It's headed to the Supreme Court, and your administration, Mr. President, is advocating for the court to overturn it. If the Supreme Court does overturn that law, those 20 million Americans could lose their health insurance almost overnight. So what would you do if those people have their health insurance taken away? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
Sure. First of all, I've already done something that nobody thought was possible. Through the legislature, I terminated the individual mandate. That is the worst part of Obamacare, as we call it. The individual mandate where you have to pay a fortune for the privilege of not having to pay for bad health insurance. I terminated. It's gone. Now it's in court because Obamacare is no good. But then I made a decision, run it as well as you can to my people, great people. Run it as well as you can. I could have gone the other route and made everybody very unhappy. They ran it. Premiums are down. Everything's down. Here's the problem. No matter how well you run it, it's no good. What we'd like to do is terminate it. We have the individual mandate done. I don't know that it's going to work. If we don't win, we will have to run it and we'll have Obamacare, but it'll be better run. But it no longer is Obamacare because without the individual mandate, it's much different. Pre-existing conditions will always stay. What I would like to do is a much better healthcare, much better, will always protect people with pre-existing. So I'd like to terminate Obamacare, come up with a brand new, beautiful healthcare. The Democrats will do it because there'll be tremendous pressure on them, and we might even have the House by that time. And I think we're going to win the House, okay? You'll see, but I think we're going to win the House. But come up with a better healthcare, always protecting people with pre-existing conditions. And one thing very important, we have 180 million people out there that have great private healthcare. Far more than we're talking about with Obamacare. Joe Biden is going to terminate all of those policies. These are people that love their health care, people that have been successful, middle-income people, been successful. They have 180 million plans, 180 million people, families. Under what he wants to do, which will basically be socialized medicine, he won't even have a choice. They want to terminate 180 million plans. We have done an incredible job on health care. And we're going to do even better.
Okay.
He got muted.
Biden, yes,
He got muted.
Muted his ass.
Building on Obamacare. So my question is, what is your plan if the law is ruled unconstitutional?
Mark said he's one of those people.
You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
What I'm going to do is pass Obamacare with a public option, become Biden care. The public option is an option that says that if you, in fact, do not have the wherewithal to be, if you qualify for Medicaid and you do not have the wherewithal in your state to get Medicaid, you automatically are enrolled, providing competition for insurance companies. That's what's going to happen. Secondly, we're going to make sure we reduce the premiums and reduce drug prices by making sure that there's competition that doesn't exist now by allowing the Medicare to negotiate drug prices with the insurance companies. Thirdly, the idea that I want to eliminate private insurance, the reason why I had such a fight with 20 candidates for the nomination was I support private insurance. That's why I didn't, not one single person with private insurance would lose their insurance under my plan, nor did they under Obamacare. They did not lose their insurance unless they chose they wanted to go to something else. Lastly, we're going to make sure we're in a situation that we actually protect pre-existing. There's no way he can protect pre-existing conditions. None, zero. You can't do it in the ether. He's been talking about this for a long time. He's never come up with a plan. I guess we're going to get the pre-existing condition plan the same time we get the infrastructure plan that we've been waiting since 17, 18, 19, and 20.
He doesn't have a plan?
No, we were only drinking on these two.
Oh, okay.
The fact is that he's already cost the American people, because of his terrible handling of the COVID virus and the economic spillover. 10 million people have lost their private insurance. And he wants to take away 22 million more people who have it under Obamacare, and over 110 million people with pre-existing conditions. And all the people from COVID are going to have pre-existing conditions. What are they going to do?
I have a follow-up for you, Vice President Biden. It relates to something that President Trump said. He's accusing you of wanting socialized medicine. What do you say to people who have concerns that your health care plan, which includes a government insurance option, takes the country one step closer to a health care system run entirely by the government? What's
I
your
say
response
it's
to that?
ridiculous. It's like saying that, we're, the idea that the fact that there's a public option that people can choose, that makes it a socialist plan. Look, the difference between the president, I think healthcare is not a privilege, it's a right. Everyone should have the right to have affordable healthcare. And I am very proud of my plan. It's gotten endorsed by all the major labor unions, as well as a whole range of other people who, in fact, are concerned in the medical field. This is something that's going to save people's lives, and this is going to give some people an opportunity to have health care for their children. How many of you home are worried and rolling around in bed tonight wondering what in God's name you're going to do if you get sick?
Rolling around in
Because
bed.
you've lost
Me.
your home insurance, your health insurance, your company's gone under.
Because it's
We
way
have
too
to
expensive
provide
and I
health
can't afford
insurance
it.
for people at an affordable rate. That's
Even
what I
on
do.
Obamacare, it's too
President Trump,
expensive.
He was
Your
there
response.
for 47 years. He didn't do it. He was now there as vice president for 8 years. And it's not like it was 25 years ago. It was 3 3/4. It was just a little while ago, right? Less than 4 years ago. He didn't do anything. He didn't do it. He wants socialized medicine. And it's not that he wants it. His vice president, I mean, she is more liberal than Bernie Sanders and wants it even more. Bernie Sanders wants it. The Democrats want it. You're going to have socialized medicine, just like you went with fracking. We're not going to have fracking. We're going to stop fracking. We're going to stop fracking.
I'm sure
then he
you
goes
can
to
still hear us.
Pennsylvania after he gets a nomination, where he got very lucky to get it. And he goes to Pennsylvania and he says, oh, we're going to have fracking. And you never asked that question. And by the way, so far, I respect very much the way you're handling this, I have to say.
By the way,
But somebody should ask the question.
you can ask.
He goes for a year. There will be
We
no
have a,
fracking.
we have,
there
we
will
do
be
have
no
a number of,
petroleum.
we have a number of topics
No,
we're
no,
going to
but
get
that's a
to.
big- that's a big
and
question.
we're going to get to, we're going to get to.
It's
a
It's the
number
same
of
thing with
topics.
socialized
I have to
medicine.
respond.
Vice President, your response, please.
My response is people deserve to have affordable health care, period. Period, period, period. And the Biden care proposal will, in fact, provide for that affordable health care, lower premiums. What we're going to do is going to cost some money.
Oopsie.
It's going to cost over $750 billion over 10 years to do it. And they're going to have lower premiums. You can buy into the better plans, the cheaper plans, lower your premiums, deal with unexpected billing, and have your drug prices drop significantly. He keeps talking about it. He hasn't done a thing for anybody on healthcare. Not a thing.
Tristan, when
Very
he
quickly,
says,
then I want to talk
when
about
he
what's
says
happening on
public
Capitol
option,
Hill.
he's talking about socialized medicine. And when he and healthcare, when he talks about a public option, he's talking about destroying your Medicare, totally
Wrong.
destroying, and destroying your Social Security. And this whole country will come
What?
down. You know, Bernie
No, it's
Sanders tried it in his state. He tried it in his state. His governor was a very liberal governor. They wanted to make it work.
Okay,
It-
let's hear,
it was
let's let Vice President
impossible
Biden
to work.
respond.
It doesn't
Vice
work.
President
He's a
Biden,
very
your
confused
response.
guy. He thinks he's running against somebody else. He's running against Joe Biden. I beat all those other people because I disagreed with them. Joe Biden he's running against. And the idea that we're in a situation that they're going to destroy Medicare, this is the guy that the actuary at Medicare said, if in fact, at Social Security, if in fact he continues to withhold his plan to withhold the tax on Social Security will be bankrupt by 2023 with no way to make up for it. This is the guy who's tried to cut Medicare. What happens to the ordinary people out there? what happens to them?
Let's talk about what's happening on Capitol
401ks,
Hill. We're going to
Kristen,
move on, gentlemen.
401ks are through the roof.
We're gonna
People's
move on.
stock are through the roof.
All
And
right.
he doesn't come from Scranton. That's like one of
He
he lived
doesn't
there
come
for a
from
short period
Scranton.
of time before
Okay,
he even knew
we're
it.
going to move on to
And
the
he
next
left. And the
question.
people of Pennsylvania
Let me
are
move
just
on
said
to
he
my
doesn't
next
come from
question,
Scranton.
gentlemen.
They understand.
As of tonight, more than 12 million people are out of work. And as of tonight, 8 million more Americans have fallen into poverty, and more families are going hungry every day. Those hit hardest are women and people of color. They see Washington fighting over a relief bill. Mr. President, why haven't you been able to get them the help they need? 30 seconds here.
Because Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve it. I do.
But you're the president.
I do, but I still have to get. Unfortunately, that's one of the reasons I think we're going to take over the House because of her. Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve anything because she'd love to have some victories on a date called November 3rd. Nancy Pelosi does not want to approve it. We are ready, willing, and able to do something. Don't forget, we've already approved 3 plans, and it's gone through, including the Democrats, in all fairness. This one she doesn't want. It's near the election because she thinks it helps her politically. I think it hurts her politically.
All right,
By the
Mr.
way,
Vice President,
you know, the Republican leader in the United States Senate said he can't pass it. He will not be able to pass it. He does not have Republican votes. Why isn't he talking to his Republican friends?
let me follow up with you, Vice President
we made a
Biden,
deal, the
because let me
Republicans
ask
will pass
Vice
it.
President Biden a question. You are the leader of the Democratic Party. Why have you not pushed the Democrats to get a deal for the American people?
Well, I have, and they have pushed it. Look, they passed this act all the way back in the beginning of the summer. This is like it's not new. It's been out there. This HEROES Act has been sitting there. And look at what's happening. When I was in charge of the Recovery Act with $800 billion, I was able to get $145 billion to local communities that have to balance their budgets and states that have to balance their budgets. So then have to fire firefighters, teachers, first responders, law enforcement
Terry Jones,
officers, so they
you're
can
funny.
keep their cities
I
and
gave up on
counties
all
running.
games other
He
than doing
will
a
not
shot when
support
Trump
that.
plays the
They
squeeze
have
box
not
with his hands.
done a thing for
I
them.
might have
And Mitch
alcohol
McConnell said,
poisoning
Let
now.
him go bankrupt. Let him go bankrupt. Come on. What's the matter
The bill
with
that
these
was
guys?
Come
passed
on.
in the House was a bailout of
Nope.
badly run, high crime.
If we went with come
Democrat,
on, we would have drunk
all
by
run
now.
by Democrats, cities and states. It was a way of getting a
That's why I
lot of
couldn't
money,
do drinks on the
billions and
squeeze box,
billions of
'cause we were
dollars to
just
these
in
kids. It was
a
also a way of
hospital.
getting a lot of money from our people's pockets to people that come into our country illegally. We were going to take care of everything for them. And what that does, and I'd love to do that, I'd love to help them, but what that does, everybody all over the world will start pouring into our country. We can't do it. This was a way of taking care of them. This was a way of
I
spending
wish we could
on
play
things
that.
had
Mama's
nothing
got
to
a
do with
squeeze,
COVID,
but
as to
Daddy
your
doesn't,
question.
doesn't sleep
But it
at
was
night.
really
That
a
song.
big bailout
It'd be
for
funny.
badly run
We can't play
Democrat
shit like that
cities
because we get
and
shut
All right, I
down.
wanna-
If I get elected, I'm running as a proud Democrat, but I'm going to be an American president. I don't see red states and blue states. What I see is American, United States. And folks, every single
Us
state
too,
out
Terry.
there finds themselves
If I
in
add
trouble.
come on, I'm going to
They're
need an
gonna start
ambulance.
laying
Yeah,
off, whether
I
they're
know.
red or blue, cops, firefighters, first responders, because
what we were
teachers,
thinking.
because they have to balance their budget. And the founders were smart. They allowed the federal government to deficit spend to compensate for the United States of America.
I want to talk about the minimum wage, gentlemen. Mr. Vice President, we are talking a lot about struggling small businesses
Yes.
and business owners these days. Do you think this is the right time to ask them to raise the minimum wage? You,
Oh,
of
this
course,
is our
support a
niche.
$15
This is us.
minimum
I
wage.
do, because I think one of the things we're going to have to do is
I
we're gonna
can't
have
pay
to
minimum
bail them
wage.
out,
Nope.
too.
We can
should
pay
be
minimum
bailing
wage. We
them
can't pay
out
more.
now.
We can't pay
Those small
15.
businesses. You got 1 in 6 of them going under. They're not going to be able to make it back. They passed a package that allows us to be able to call PPP. Money is supposed to go to help them do everything from organize how they can deal with their businesses being open safely. Schools, how they can make classrooms smaller, how they can hire more teachers, how they can put ventilation systems in. They need the help.
Teachers aren't getting
Businesses
paid
as
shit
well
as it
as the
is.
They aren't
schools
getting paid
need the
anyway.
help. But
How are you going to hire more?
because these guys will not help them, is not giving them any of the money.
We are going to move on to
Excuse me,
immigration.
one
don't let him
thing,
but I wanna
respond.
said
make
we
sure-
have to
hasn't
help
let
our
him
small
respond like
businesses
14
by
times.
raising the minimum wage. That's
There
not
you go.
helping. I think it should be a state option. Alabama is different than New York. New York is different
True
from
story.
Vermont. Every state is different. It should be a state option.
You said very
we have
recently.
to help. It's very important. We have to help our small businesses.
You
How
said-
are you helping your small businesses when you're forcing wages? What's going to happen, and what's been proven to happen, is when you do that, these small businesses fire many of their employees.
You said
Not
We
true.
got rid of them all, ladies
raising
and
the federal
gentlemen.
minimum wage to $15 an
We've
hour.
done that.
You
We
said
can't
recently you
afford
would
that.
Consider raising the federal minimum wage to
What I
$15 an
really
hour. Is that
like,
still the case?
and I would consider it to an extent, but
In a
what I
second
really like,
administration?
in a second administration, but not to a level that's going to put all these businesses out of business. It should be a state option. Look, I've lived in different places. I know different places. They're all different. Some places,
agree.
$15 is not so bad.
I agree.
In other places, other states,
right.
$15 would
Okay,
be
President
ruinous.
Trump, thank you.
No-
Quick
no one
response, Vice
should
President
work
Biden.
2 jobs, 1 job, be below poverty. People are making $6, $7, $8 an hour. These first responders, we all clap for
Nobody's
as
making
they come down the
$6.
street
Minimum
because
wage
they've
is like
allowed us to
$7.80.
make it.
So
What's happening? They deserve a minimum wage of $15. Anything below that puts you below the poverty level. And there is no evidence that when you raise the minimum wage, businesses go out of business. That
Oh,
is
I
simply
got some
not
evidence.
true.
We're going to talk
It's
about
all
immigration. We're going to
See
talk about
Josh's
immigration
question?
now,
I've
gentlemen.
got some evidence on
And
that.
we're going to talk about
Yes,
families with
we would
serious
have to
conduct.
pass
Mr.
that
President,
cost
your
on to the
administration
customer.
separated children
Yes,
from
of
their
course we
parents
would.
at the
And then they
border.
won't
At least
hire us.
4,000
and
kids.
then they won't give
You've
us the
since
job.
reversed your zero tolerance policy, but the United States can't locate
Either put
the
it up or
parents of
don't.
more
I
than
did.
500 children.
did.
So how will these families ever be reunited?
Children are brought
They're
here
moving on to a different
by
topic.
coyotes and lots of bad people.
Joshua
cartels,
Poole, yes, I
And they're
would.
brought here and they use
Otherwise,
to
I
use
wouldn't
them to get
survive.
into our
And
country.
we
And
wouldn't get the
We
with
now
job.
the,
have as
with the
strong a
competition
border
that's
as we've
happening
ever
in
had. We're over
Springfield,
400 miles of brand new wall.
I would just
You see
lose
the numbers,
jobs.
and we let people
is
in,
what I
but
would
they have
do.
to come in legally, and they come in through
But
merit.
how will you
let
reunite
me
these
just tell
kids
you,
with their families?
And that's
No,
in-
we
They
wouldn't,
built
Jared.
and-
We
cages.
wouldn't
You
be
know, they
making
used to
more.
say, I built
Huh?
the cages. And
Look
then
at
they had a
Jared's
picture
comment.
in a certain
No, they.
newspaper. And it was a picture of these
I can't
horrible
pass it on.
cages.
Not
in
Look at
Missouri.
these
Because we
cages.
won't get the
President
job.
Trump built them. And
We
then
just
it was
won't get the
determined
job.
they
I
were
think it was a
built.
good point that he
In
made that if I was in
2014, that was him.
California, I
Do
could
you have a
probably
plan to
charge
reunite the kids?
twice
Yes,
as
we're
much
working
money
on it.
for my
We're
cabinets.
trying very
But in
hard. a
Missouri,
lot of
I
these kids come
cannot.
out without the
I'll just
parents. They
lose the
come over
job.
Through cartels
I'll
and
just
through
lose the
coyotes
job.
And through gangs.
Vice President Biden, let me bring you into this
525.
conversation. Quick response and then another question to you.
These 500 plus kids came with parents.
Yes, I
They
would lose
separated them at
jobs.
the border to make it
We
a
would totally
disincentive
lose
to
jobs.
come
We
I'm
here.
have
already
lose
losing
jobs.
jobs. I'm
We-
already
we
losing
lost
jobs
jobs
Really
before
strong.
COVID.
And guess what?
for bidding
They
something
cannot-
too
it's not
high,
coyotes didn't bring them
even
over.
without
Their
having to pay a
parents
bunch of
were
guys
with
who
them.
don't know
They
what
got
they're
separated
doing,
from their
but I'm
parents.
required to pay
That
them
makes us a
$15 an
laughingstock
hour.
and violates every
I would
notion of
die.
who we are as
My
a nation.
business would be done that
Let me ask you a
fast.
follow-up
Kristen,
question.
they did it. We changed the policy.
Your response
They
to
did
that?
it. We changed.
did not
They built the
separate
cages.
They,
Who built the cages, Joe?
let's talk about
Who
what we're
built the
talking
Oh my
about.
God, they're on the
Let's talk
cages.
about what
That's
we're
why
talking
our
about.
business is
What
just me and
happened?
Tara now, because I
Parents
don't
were
want to take the
ripped-
risk
kids
of
were ripped
paying a
from their
minimum
arms
wage
and
guy
separated.
who doesn't know what he's
And now they
doing
cannot find
$15
over
an hour. I
500
just
sets
can't
of
do
those
it.
Parents,
I'm
and
just
those
being
kids are
honest.
Alone, nowhere to go, nowhere to go.
We missed
It's
this whole
criminal.
topic, but
It's criminal.
anyway.
Let me ask
Kristen,
you
I will
about
say this.
immigration.
They went
10
down.
seconds,
We
and then
brought
I need to ask
reporters,
you a question.
everything. They are so well taken care of. They're in facilities.
It
that were
doesn't
so
equal out
clean.
at the
But some
end,
of
Mark
them haven't
LeBron.
been
That's good.
reunited
Doesn't.
with
Just
their
ask
families.
one question.
I just
Who built
lose,
the cages? I'd
and
love
I
you
get
to
rid
ask
of
that.
everybody.
Who
I'm
built
paying
the cages?
$15
Let me
an
ask
hour
about your immigration
that
policy,
don't
Mr.
deserve
Vice
it,
President. The Obama
and then my-
administration did fail to
I'm just out of
deliver
business,
immigration reform,
and I
which had
just
been
got to go
a
do
key
something
promise
else on my own.
during the administration. It
And we
also
struggle.
presided over
And we
record
struggle to
deportations
make it
as well
fucking
as
work.
family detentions at the border before changing
we end up
course.
working
So why
extra
should
hours to
voters
pay
trust you
their
with immigration
wages.
overhaul now?
Because you made a mistake. It took too long to get it right. It took too long to get it right. I'll be president of the United States, not vice president of the United States. And the fact is, I've made it very clear. Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people. And all of those so-called dreamers,
Jeff Ford,
those
you are
DACA
correct.
kids, they're going to be immediately
increases
certified
everything.
again to be able to stay in this country.
That's why I think
and
it was a
put on
good
path
point
to
that it's per
citizenship.
state.
The idea that
Somebody
they
making
are being
$15
sent
an
home by
hour
this
in
guy and they want to
California,
do that is
that's
they go to a
probably
country they've
bullshit
never
money.
seen
I get it.
before. I
Right.
can imagine.
But in
you're 5
Missouri?
years old, your parents are taking taking you
I
across
can't pay you
the
$15
Rio
when you don't
Grande
even know what the
River,
fuck
and
you're
it's,
doing.
and it's illegal. And you say, oh no, Mom, leave me here. I'm not going to go with you. They've been here. Many of them are model citizens. Over 20,000 of them are first responders. out there taking care of people during this crisis. We owe them. We owe them.
We were paying our employees
President
more
He
than
had
minimum
8
wage.
years to do what
I
he said he
never
was going to
paid.
do.
I have had
Without having
over
a
100
specific-
American
We
jobs
got
I
rid
have
of catch and
created in
release.
the
We
last
got rid of a lot of
20 years.
horrible things that they
I
put
never
in
paid
and that they
anybody
lived
that
with.
worked for
But
me
he had
$8 an
8
hour.
years he
Nope.
was vice
Ever.
president.
Nope.
He
I
did
always paid him
nothing
more.
except build cages to keep children in.
And I
President
suffered because
Biden,
I didn't know what the fuck they were
Catch and
doing.
release. You know what
And
he's
they
talking
fucked
about
up my
there?
jobs.
If in fact
And
you
I still had to pay them
family
this
came across,
minimum.
were arrested,
And some of them slacked
fact
off
were given
and
a date
used
to show
us,
up for their
slept
hearing.
on the job,
They were
and just
released.
fucked
And
off,
guess what?
broke
Showed up
tools. So
for
come
a
on.
hearing.
This is
This
the real
first
stuff.
president
This
in
is
history of the
real.
United States
These
who
This is
guys,
real.
anybody
these guys here can
seeking
talk all they
asylum
want, but
has to do it in another country.
when I'm
That's
trying to
never
be
happened before in
competitive with
America.
my
That's
prices
never happened before. in
and I'm
America.
paying someone
come to the United
$15
States
an
and you
hour
make
that
your
don't know
case
what they're doing
that
and they
I
actually
seek
make more
asylum based
mistakes
on the
than they
following-
do anything
on the
good,
following premise, why
I go out of
deserve it under
business.
American law.
Period.
They're sitting in
Period. I
squalor
go
on
out
the
of
other side
business.
the river.
I basically
President
did.
Trump, you're
That's why it's just
responsible.
Tara
That's
and
why
I
it's
now.
just
It
us.
just shows that he has no understanding of immigration or the laws. Catch and release is a disaster.
Agreed.
A murderer would come in.
We are missing the
a
kids in
rapist
cages.
would
I
come
get
in,
that, but
a
we're
very
we're
bad
talking about
person
some
would
very
come
good,
in.
important
We would
things.
take their name. We have to release them.
I have no
into
idea what they just
our
said about kids
country.
in cages,
And
but
then you say they come back. Less than 1% of the people come back. We have to send
Not true.
ICE out and Border Patrol out to find them. We would say, come back in 2 years, 3 years. We're going to give you a court case. You need Perry Mason. We're going to give you a court case. When you say they come back, they don't come back, Joe.
They do.
They never come back. Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ, they might come back.
Okay,
But they're
President
very,
Trump, let's
very
give
few.
Vice
That's
President Biden a
correct.
chance to respond, and then we're going
Josh
to move
Poole,
on to
that's
the
You don't
next
know
correct.
the
section.
law, Joe.
My
Vice President
customers
Biden,
do
your
have
response.
indisposable
No, the law,
money,
he's telling you it's simply not true.
Well, check
Check
it
it
out.
out.
They don't come
but
back.
I'll be honest, most
All
of
right, let's
them
move
But
on.
we don't
have
to worry
made
about
that
it. They
money
terminated it, so
because
we don't have
they've
to
been
worry about it.
smart
Let's move
Right.
on to the
and
next
they've
Yeah,
section.
shopped
525
around
kids
about
not knowing
everything
where
they
God named
do.
they're gonna be in
And so if my
multiple-
cabinet
All
bid
right,
is
let's talk about our
$1,000
next section,
more
which
than
is
someone
race
else,
in America.
they're going to take
And I
someone
want
else.
to talk about the way black
That's why
and
they're
brown
rich.
Americans
because they're still
experience
thrifty.
racism.
That's why they're rich. And
Part
if
of
I
us-
have and
us
if I
little
have to be
guys-
$1,000 more
It
because I'm
happens
paying
regardless of
some shit
class
that
and
doesn't know what
income.
he's doing
Parents who feel they have no
$15 an
choice
hour
but
to just
prepare their
waste my
children for the
money,
chance
I'm
that
going to
they could be
lose that
targeted,
job to
including by the
somebody who
police
is smart
for
about
no
money
reason other
to
than the
somebody
color
who's
of their skin.
$1,000 cheaper.
Mr. Vice President,
That's the
in
way it
next 2
fucking
minutes,
works,
I want
bruh.
you to speak directly to these families. Do you understand why these parents fear for their children?
I do. You know, my daughter is a social worker.
I missed that
and,
question.
She's
Well, I
written
did
a
too,
lot
but-
about this. Has a graduate degree from the University of Pennsylvania in social work. And you know, one of the reasons why I ended up working on the east side of Wilmington, Delaware, which is 90% African American, was
That's
to learn
exactly what would
more
happen,
about
Al.
what's going on. What I did,
IKEA will put me out of business because they can just
pulled over,
mass
make sure she
manufacture
puts
shit that I
her
can't afford to
And
do.
the world will have
Put those
cookie
hands
cutter
on top
shit
of the wheel.
cabinets.
and don't reach
Yay!
for the
But my
button.
stuff is
Someone
cool,
shoots you.
and I'm a
But a
dying
black
business.
parent, no matter
in
how
general,
wealthy
not
or how
me.
poor
And
you
art
are,
goes
has
away.
to teach their
Artistic
child when you're walking
integrity
down the street,
in any
don't
kind
have
of
a hoodie on when you
construction
go across the
is
street.
dying.
Making sure that
And
you,
that's
in
what
fact,
I'm faced
if you
with. There's
get
no way
pulled
it's going to keep
over,
going.
yes, sir. No, sir.
Look at the
Hands on top of
cathedrals
the
that were
wheel,
built
because
1,000
you
years ago
are, in fact,
compared to
victim, whether
churches
you're
that are built
a
now
person
with
making
vinyl siding.
$300,000 a year.
Need I
person
say more?
or someone who's on food stamps. The fact of the matter is, there is institutional racism in America, and we have always said we've never lived up to it. That we hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women are created
The
equal.
thing.
Guess what? We have never ever lived up to it, but we've always constantly been moving the needle further and further to inclusion, not exclusion. This is the first president to come along and says that's the end of that. We're not going to do that anymore. We have to provide for economic opportunity, better education, better health care, better access to schooling, better access to opportunity to borrow money to start businesses. All the things we can do, and I've laid out a clear plan as to how to do those things, just to give people a shot. It's about accumulating the ability to have wealth as well as it is to be free from violence.
President Trump, same question to you, and let me remind you of the question. I would like you to speak directly to these families. Do you understand why these parents fear for their children?
Yes, I do. And again, He's been in government 47 years. He never did a thing except in 1994 when he did such harm to the black community. And they were called, and he called them super predators. And he said that. He said it, super predators. And they have never lived that down. 1994, your crime bill, the super predators. Nobody has done more for the black community than Donald Trump. And if you look, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln, possible exception, but the exception of Abraham Lincoln, nobody has done what I've done. Criminal justice reform, Obama and Joe didn't do it. I don't even think they tried because they had no chance at doing it. They might have wanted to do it, but if you had to see the arms I had to twist to get that done, it was not a pretty picture. And everybody knows it, including some very liberal people that cried in my office. They cried in the Oval Office. 2 weeks later, they're out saying, gee, we have to defeat him. Criminal justice reform, prison reform, opportunity zones with Tim Scott, a great senator from South Carolina. He came in with this incredible idea for opportunity zones. It's one of the most successful programs. People don't talk about it. Tremendous investment is being made. Biggest beneficiary, the Black and Hispanic communities, and then historically Black colleges and universities. After 3 years of coming to the office, I love some of those guys. They were great. They came into the office and I said, what are you doing? After 3 years, I said, why do you keep coming back? Because we have no funding. I said, you don't have to come back every year. We have to come back because President Obama would never give them long-term funding. And I did 10-year long-term funding. And I gave them more money than they asked for because they said, I think you need more. And I said, the only bad part about this is I may never see you again because I got very friendly with them and they like me and I like them. But I saved it. Colleges and universities.
Okay, and we're going to talk about both of your records, but your response to that, Vice President?
My response to that is I never, ever said what he accused me of saying. The fact of the matter is in 2000, though, after the crime bill had been in the law for a while, this is a guy who said, the problem with the crime bill, there's not enough people in jail. There's not enough people in jail. And go on my website, get the quote, the date when he said it. Not enough people. He talked about marauding gangs, young gangs, and the people who are going to maraud our cities. This is a guy who in the Central Park five innocent black kids, he continued to push for making sure that they got the death penalty. None of them were guilty of the crimes they were suggested. Look, and talk about granted, he did in fact let 20 people, he commuted 20 people's sentences. We commuted over 1,000 people's sentences. Over 1,000. The very law he's talking about is a law that, in fact, initiated by Barack Obama. And secondly, we're in a situation here where the federal prison system was reduced by 38,000 people under our administration. And one of these things we should be doing, there should be no minimum mandatories in the law. That's why I'm offering $20 billion to states to change their state laws to eliminate minimum mandatories and set up drug courts. No one should be going to jail because they have a drug problem. They should be going to rehabilitation, not to jail. We should fundamentally change the system, and that's what I'm going to do.
But why didn't he do it 4 years ago? Why didn't you do that 4 years ago, even less than that? Why didn't you do it? You were vice president. You keep talking about all these things you're going to do and you're going to do this, but you were there just a short time ago and you guys did nothing.
We did.
You know, Joe, I ran because of you. I ran because of Barack Obama, because you did a poor job. If I thought you did a good job, I would have never run. I would have never run. I ran because of you. I'm looking at you now. You're a politician. I ran because of you.
All right, Vice President Biden, your response to that, and then I do have some questions for both of you.
Well, I tell you what, I hope he does look at me because what's happening here is, you know who I am, you know who he is, you know his character, you know my character, you know our reputations for honor and telling the truth. I am anxious to have this race. I am anxious to see this take place. The character of the country is on the ballot. Our character is on the ballot. Look at us closely.
Let me ask some follow-up. Please respond, and then we're going to have follow-up
questions. If this stuff is true about Russia, Ukraine, China, other countries, Iraq, if this is true, then he's a corrupt politician.
All right.
So don't give me the stuff about how you're this innocent baby. Joe, they're calling
is
you a
simple.
corrupt politician.
Nobody's
Take a look
President
at the
Trump, I
laptop
want to
from
stay
hell.
on the issue
Excuse
of
me,
race. We're
take a
talking
look at
about the issue.
laptop from hell.
President Trump, we're
Nobody
talking about
is.
race right now, and I do want to stay on the issue of race. President Trump,
And I
you've
have to
just
respond to that.
please,
Because look,
very quickly.
there are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plant. They have said that this has all the 5 former heads of the CIA, both parties say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia hoax?
And
You
that's
gotta be-
exactly what.
Is this
that's
where you're
exactly
going?
what.
This
was
is
told.
where he's going. The
All right.
laptop is Russia,
Yeah.
Russia,
Gentlemen,
Russia.
I want to stay on the issue of race.
You
okay?
have to be kidding. Here we
Mr.
go
President,
again with Russia.
We're going to continue
Boy,
on the issue of race. Mr. President,
believe
you've
that.
Duke it out.
described
Come on.
the Black
Duke
Lives
it out.
Matter
Come
movement
on.
as a
Duke it
symbol of
out.
hate.
Let's
You've
see two
shared a
old
video
men
of a
fucking
man
fight in the
chanting
middle of the
white
stage.
power
Just
to
duke it
millions
out.
of your supporters. You've said that Black professional athletes exercising their First Amendment rights should be fired. What do you say to Americans who say that kind of language from a president is contributing to a climate of hate and racial strife?
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. I said, that's a horrible thing. And they were marching down the street. And that was my first glimpse of Black Lives Matter. I thought it was a terrible thing. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Well, what do you say to Americans who are concerned by that rhetoric?
I don't
by
know.
the-
I mean,
the
I don't know
videos?
what to say. I got criminal justice reform done and prison reform and opportunity zones. I took care of Black colleges and universities. I don't know what to say. They can say anything. I mean, they can say anything. It makes me sad because I am the least racist person. I can't even see the audience because it's so dark, but I don't care who's in the audience. I'm the least racist person in this room.
Okay, Vice President Biden, let me
Abraham.
ask you very quickly, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. He pours fuel on every single racist
Smart
fire.
ass.
Every single one. Started off his campaign coming down the escalator saying he's going to get rid of those Mexican rapists. He's banned Muslims. It made everything worse across the board. He says about the poor boys, last time we were on stage here, he said, I told them to stand down and stand ready. Come on. This guy has a dog whistle about as big as a foghorn.
President Trump, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to respond, and then I have a follow-up question.
He made a reference to Abraham Lincoln. Where did that come in? I mean,
You said
where
you're
did that-
Abraham
No,
Lincoln.
where did that? No.
You said-
I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the Black community.
And I'm
I
saying,
didn't say I'm Abraham Lincoln. I said not since Abraham Lincoln has anybody done what I've done for the Black community. Now, you have done nothing other than the crime bill, which put
oh God.
tens of thousands of Black men, mostly in jail.
All right, let me,
And you know what?
let me
They
ask
remember
Vice
it because
President
if
Biden
you look
a
at what's
question.
happening with the voting right now,
Let me ask
they
Vice
remember
President
that you
Biden
treated them
about
very, very badly.
the-
Just
the-
take a look at what's happening out there.
Vice President Biden, let me give you a chance to respond within this context. Crime
Okay.
bills that you supported in the 80s and 90s contributed to the incarceration of tens of thousands of young Black men who had small amounts of drugs in their possession. They are sons, they are brothers, they're fathers, they're uncles, whose families are still to this day, some of them suffering the consequences. So speak to those families. Why should they vote for you?
One of the things is that in the 80s, we passed 100%, all 100 senators voted for it, a bill on drugs and how to deal with drugs. It was a mistake. I've been trying to change it since then, particularly the portion on cocaine. That's why I've been arguing that, in fact, we should not send anyone to jail for a pure drug offense. They should be going into treatment across the board. That's what we should be spending money. That's why I set up drug courts, which were never funded by our Republican friends. They should not be going to jail for a drug or an alcohol problem. They should be going into treatment. That's what we've been trying to do. That's what I'm going to get done, because I think maybe the American people have now seen that, in fact, it was a mistake to pass those laws relating to the drug, but they were not in the crime bill.
But
Okay,
why
so-
didn't he get it done? See, it's all talk, no action with these politicians. Why didn't he get it done? That's what I'm going to do when I become president. You were vice president along with Obama as your president, your leader, for 8 years. Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years to get it done. Now you're saying you're going to get it done because you're all talk and no action, Jim.
We got a
Your
lot of it
response.
done. We released
You didn't get
38,000.
anything
We got
done.
38,000 prisoners left from the.
You got nothing done.
38,000 prisoners were released from federal prison. There were over 1,000 people who were given clemency. In fact, we're the ones that put in the legislation saying we could look at pattern and practice of police
Why
departments.
is it
and
so
what they were
cool to
doing,
let
how they were
prisoners
conducting
go?
themselves. I could
I'm
go
just
on,
curious.
But we began the process.
Like, I understand
We
if
began
someone
the
just has a
process.
drug
We
problem,
lost an
yeah, they
election.
need help.
That's why I'm
But
running.
why
to
is he
win
like,
back that election
yay,
and
we let
change this
prisoners
terrible
go?
policy.
I just
I'm
asked-
curious.
I just
I'm
asked my
curious.
question.
I'm actually curious.
Why didn't you do it in the 8 years, a short time ago? Why didn't you do it? You just said, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. You put tens
Because-
of thousands of mostly black young men in prison. Now you're saying you're going to undo that. Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years with Obama. You know why,
Because-
Joe? Because you're all talk and no action.
All right,
Damn.
Vice President
Because
Biden, and
that's
then we're
the-
going to move on to the next section.
We had a Republican Congress.
Silence.
Well, you
Dead
gotta-
silence.
You got to talk them into it.
Total dead
All right.
You
silence.
got to talk them into it.
We're going to move on to our next section.
Like I
which
did
is
with criminal
climate
justice
change.
reform. I had
Okay.
to talk Democrats into it.
Gentlemen,
You
we're,
did
we're,
what we
we're
already-
running.
We have
Now.
so many different programs. I do love the environment, but what I want is the cleanest, crystal clear water, the cleanest air. We have the best, lowest number in carbon emissions, which is a big standard that I notice Obama goes with all the time. Not Joe. I haven't heard Joe use the term because I'm not sure he knows what it represents or means, but I have heard Obama use it. And we have the best carbon emission numbers that we've had in 35 years. Under this administration, we are working so well with industry, but here's what we can't do. Look at China, how filthy it is. Look at Russia. Look at India. It's filthy. The air is filthy. The Paris Accord, I took us out because we were going to have to spend trillions of dollars and we were treated very unfairly. When they put us in there, they did us a great disservice. They were going to take away our businesses. I will not sacrifice tens of millions of jobs, thousands and thousands of companies because of the Paris Accord. It was so unfair. China doesn't kick in until 2030. Russia goes back to a low standard, and we kicked in right away. It would have destroyed our businesses. So, you ready? We have done an incredible job environmentally. We have the cleanest air, the cleanest water, and the best carbon emission standards that we've seen in many, many years.
Vice President
And we
Biden.
haven't destroyed our industries.
Vice President Biden, 2 minutes to you, uninterrupted.
Climate change, climate warming, global warming is an existential threat to humanity. We have a moral obligation to deal with it. And we're told by all the leading scientists in the world, we don't have much time. We're going to pass the point of no return within the next 8 to 10 years. 4 more years of this man eliminating all the regulations that were put in by us to clean up the climate, to limit the limit of emissions will put us in a position where we're going to be in real trouble. Here's where we have a great opportunity. I was able to get both all the environmental organizations as well as labor, the people worried about jobs, to support my climate plan. Because what it does, it will create millions of new good paying jobs. We're going to invest in, for example, 50,000 charging stations on our highways so that we can own the electric car market of the future. In the meantime, China is doing that. We're going to be in a position where we're going to see to it that we're going to take 4 million existing buildings and 2 million existing homes and retrofit them so they don't leak as much energy, saving hundreds of millions of barrels of oil in the process and creating significant number of jobs. And by the way, the whole idea of what
That's
this is
great,
all going to do,
Josh.
it's going to create millions of jobs.
Yeah, but have either of
it's
these
going to
jokers
clean
been
the
on
environment.
MTV or
Our
on
health
tour with the
and
Statler
our
brothers?
jobs are
No.
at stake.
No, they
That's
haven't.
what's
Joe
happening.
Biden has not
And
been
what-
on
right now, by the
MTV,
way,
and
Neither
neither
has
has
Trump.
Trump.
Indicated that
Or with the
my
Statler
plan
brothers.
I've been on MTV.
My-
I got paid
my
$1
plan will,
for
in
it.
fact, create
I made good
18.6
money.
million jobs, 7 million more than his.
You
This
and
is
your
from Wall
money.
Street. And I'll
It's all
create
gone.
$1 trillion more in economic growth than his proposal.
Those vodka
Terry
shots,
needs a
Not on
ride to the
climate,
liquor
just on the
store.
economy.
those vodka
President
shots
Trump
are
today
taking
came out
over.
and said very strongly, $6,500 will be taken away from families under his plan. That his plan is
We're
an
going to keep
economic
going.
disaster.
So we're like way
If you
over.
look at
This
what
is
he
like a
wants to
long
do,
episode, but we're going to
if
keep
you look
going.
at his
Fuck it.
plan,
Nothing
his
to do with
environmental
climate.
plan. You know who developed it? AOC +3. They know nothing about the climate. I mean, she's got a good line of stuff, but she knows nothing about the climate. And they're all hopping through hoops for AOC +3. Look, their real plan costs $100 trillion. If we had the best year in the history of our country for 100 years, we would not even come close to a number like that. When he says buildings, they want to take buildings down because they want to make bigger windows into smaller windows. As far as they're concerned, if you had no window, it would be a lovely thing. This is the craziest plan that anybody has ever seen. And this wasn't done by smart people. This wasn't done by anybody. Frankly, I don't even know how it can be good
All right.
politically. They want to spend $100 trillion. That's their real number. He's trying to say it was 6. It's $100 trillion. They want to knock down buildings and build new buildings with little, tiny, small windows. I mean, and many other things.
Okay.
And many other things.
Let me have the Vice President
It
respond,
is
and we're running out of
crazy.
time, and we have a lot
And
more
you'll
questions to
destroy our
get to.
country.
So let's hear from the Vice President. I have a number more questions.
I don't know where he comes from. I don't know where he comes up with these numbers.
Queens.
$100 trillion. Give me a break. This plan was, plans endorsed by every major environmental group and every labor group. Labor, because they know the future lies. The future lies in us being able to breathe, and they know there are good jobs in getting us there. And by the way, the fastest growing industry in America is solar energy and wind. He thinks wind causes cancer, windmills. It's the fastest growing jobs, and they pay good prevailing wages, $45, $50 an hour. We can grow and we can be cleaner if we go the route I'm proposing.
President Trump,
Excuse me.
please
We are
respond, and then I have some
We are
follow-ups.
energy
Good.
independent for the first time. We don't need all of these countries that we had to fight war over because we needed their energy. We are energy independent. I know more about wind than you do. It's extremely expensive, kills all the birds. It's very intermittent. It's got a lot of problems, and they
Kills
happen
all
to make
the
the windmills
birds.
in both Germany and China.
Fucking
And
wind.
the fumes
I know
coming
more
up,
about
if you're
wind.
a believer in carbon emission, the fumes coming up to make these massive windmills is more than anything that we're talking about with natural gas, which is very clean. One other thing.
Find me a
Solar.
scientist said that.
I love solar, but solar doesn't quite have it yet. It's not powerful yet to really run our big, beautiful factories that we need to compete with the world. So
False.
it's all a pipe dream. But you know what we'll do? We're going to have the greatest economy in the world. But if you want to kill the
All right.
economy, get rid of your oil industry. You want, and what about fracking?
All right,
Now-
let me
now we
let me
have to
have
ask
let
him
me
about
allow
fracking.
Vice President
I
Biden to
have
respond.
never said I oppose fracking.
You said it on tape.
I did show the tape. Put it on your website.
I'll put it on.
Put it on the website. The fact of the matter is
Showed
he's
it last-
flat lying.
Would you
Flat-
rule out banning fracking?
I do rule out banning fracking because the answer we need other industries to transition to get to ultimately a complete zero emissions by 2025. What I will do with fracking over time is make sure that we can capture the emissions from the fracking, capture the emissions from gas. We can do that, and we can do that by investing money and doing it. But it's a transition to that.
I have one more question in this pod, and then
Excuse me.
we have.
He was against fracking. He said it. I will show that to you tomorrow. I
Good.
am against fracking. Until he got the nomination, went to Pennsylvania. Then he said, but you know what, Pennsylvania? He'll be against it very soon because his party is totally against it.
Fracking on federal land, I said. No fracking
You
and
said
or
frack.
oil
I
on
didn't say
federal
frack.
Let
land.
me ask this
I
final
did.
question in this section, and then I want to move on to
I mean,
our
they were
final
all lying,
section.
right?
We're all
I mean,
President Trump, people of color are much more likely to live
Just
near
like I
oil
saw the
refineries
fucking
and
video,
chemical
yeah.
plants. In Texas, there are families who
Fucking
worry
lying.
the plants near them
And
are making them
so
sick.
is him.
Your
We're all-
administration has rolled
this is all
back
just
regulations
horseshit.
on these kinds of facilities. Why should these families give
To an
you
extent.
another 4 years in office?
The families that we're talking about are employed heavily and they are making a lot of money, more money than they've ever made. If you look at the kind of numbers that we produce for Hispanic, for Black, for Asian, it's 9 times greater the percentage gain than it was in 3 years than
They
it was
do.
under 8 years
Both are full
of
of
the
shit. So
2 of them. to
now
put
at
it
this point,
nicely.
you just got to vote
9
for
times more. Now,
who you're
somebody lives, I have not heard the
comfortable
numbers
with
or the
their shit.
statistics that you're saying.
It's about all
but
we got
they're
to go
making
on.
a tremendous amount of money economically. We saved it. And I saved it again a number of months ago when oil was crashing because of the pandemic. We
Okay.
saved it. We got, say what you want about relationship, we got Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Russia to cut back, way back. We saved our oil industry, and now it's very vibrant again.
All
And
right.
everybody has very inexpensive gasoline. Remember
Vice
that.
President Biden, your response, and then we're going to have a final question for both
Gas
of you.
is
My
cheap.
response
It
is
is
that
Gotta say that.
Gas is
what
cheap.
they call fence
Oh,
lines.
right
She doesn't
in.
understand
Right
that.
in. That's
They
right.
Dan
live
Fritz,
near
2020.
Right in, Dan
plants
Fritz,
that in fact
2020.
pollute,
Right
chemical
in.
plants
You gotta
and
agree
oil
to my
plants
fat
and
tax.
refineries that pollute. I used to live near that when I was growing up in Claymont, Delaware. And all the more oil refineries in Marcus Hook in the Delaware River than there is any place, including in Houston at the time. When my mom get in the car and when there was first frost to drive me to school, turn in the windshield wiper, there'd be oil slick in the window. That's why so many people in my state
Yes,
were
ma'am,
dying
Diane.
and getting cancer.
I know.
The fact is, those frontline communities, it doesn't
If
matter
their
what
lips
you're
are
paying them,
moving,
it
they're
matters
lying.
how
Both
you keep
sides
them
suck.
safe. What do you do? And you impose restrictions
So
on
sad.
the pollutions that the pollutants
Centuries.
coming out
That's
of
for
those fence line
centuries. It's been like that.
communities.
Okay, I have one final
Would he
question.
close
It
down
Is he
the
going to
oil
respond?
industry?
It falls.
It's so
Or would you
funny.
close
It's
down
like,
the
let's
oil?
ask
By the way, I
Biden
would
a question
transition
and then
from
just
the oil
ignore
industry,
Trump.
yes.
Oh,
I will
that's a big
transition.
statement.
It
That's-
is a big statement
That's a big
because
statement.
I would stop
Why would you do that?
because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal, but you
That's a
can't
big
do
statement.
Oh,
that.
here's the
Well,
deal.
if you let me
He
finish
said,
the
"Here's
statement,
Here's the deal.
because it has to be
Here's the
replaced
deal.
by
I got it
renewable
right here.
energy.
He said
over
it.
time.
He said it.
Over time.
We haven't gotten
And I
any
stopped
Sleepy
giving
Joes. Jeff
to
might
the
be
oil
right.
industry.
I
I'd
know.
stop giving them federal subsidies. You won't get
Hi,
federal
Allison.
subsidies to the to
Didn't know you were
gas-
here.
excuse me,
Yes,
to the,
definitely loving the gas prices.
solar and wind.
2020,
Why are we
Make
giving
America
it to
Make
rock
America
again. And
rock
skinny.
again. That's
We
right.
have
That's
one
skinny because
final
I'm gonna
statement in
instill a
terms of
fat
business.
tax.
That's the biggest
Okay.
statement.
So Biden
We have
just
one
said,
final
"Here's the
question.
deal."
He
is
did.
he's
He
going
did.
to
Here's the
destroy
final question. Everybody be quiet.
the oil industry.
We got to drink.
Hang
Will
on.
you remember that, Texas? Will you
Okay.
remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Vice President Biden, let me give you 10 seconds to respond, and then
Ohio.
I have to get to the final question. Vice President Biden.
He takes everything out of context. But the point is, look, we have to move toward a net zero emissions. The first place to do that by the year 2035 is in energy production.
Fuck are we
By
doing?
2050, totally.
All right, one
Is he gonna
final
get
question.
China
to do it?
No, we're finished with
Is
this.
he
We
going
have
to
to
get
move on
China
to
to
our
do it?
final question. We
No,
have to
I'm
move
going
on
to
to our final
rejoin Paris
question.
Accord and make China
Eyes
abide by
watering.
what they agreed to.
All right,
That'll
this
cost you
is
$1 trillion.
about leadership, gentlemen. And this first question does go to you, President Trump. Imagine this is your inauguration day. What will you say in your address to Americans who did not vote for you? You'll each have 1 minute, starting with
Ooh,
you.
good
We
question.
have to make a country totally successful as it was prior to the plague coming in from China. Now we're rebuilding it and we're doing record numbers, 11.4 million jobs in a short period of time, et cetera. But I will tell you, go back. Before the plague came in, just before, I was getting calls from people that were not normally people that would call me. They wanted to get together. We had the best Black unemployment numbers in the history of our country. Hispanic, women, Asian, people with diplomas, with no diplomas, MIT graduates, #1 in the class. Everybody had the best numbers. And you know what? The other side wanted to get together. They wanted to unify. Success is going to bring us together. We are on the road to success, but I'm cutting taxes and he wants to raise everybody's taxes and he wants to put new regulations on everything. He will kill it. If he gets in, you will have a depression, the likes of which you've never seen. Your 401ks will go to hell and it'll be a very, very sad day for this country.
All right. Vice President Biden, same question to you. What will you say during your inaugural address to Americans who did not vote for you?
I will say, I'm an American president. I represent all of you, whether you voted for me or against me. And I'm going to make sure that you're represented. I'm going to give you hope. We're going to move. We're going to choose science over fiction. We're going to choose hope over fear. We're going to choose to move forward because we have enormous opportunities to make things better. We can grow this economy. We can deal with the systemic racism. And at the same time, we can make sure that our economy is being run and moved and motivated by clean energy, creating millions of new jobs. And that's the fact. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to say, as I said at the beginning, what is on the ballot here is the character of this country: decency, honor, respect, treating people with dignity, making sure that everyone has an even chance. And I'm going to make sure you get that. You haven't been getting it the last 4 years.
All right. I want to thank you both for a very robust hour and a half, a fantastic debate. Really appreciate
Much
it.
better
President
than
Trump,
the other one.
Former
It
Vice
was better
President
than
Joe
the last
Biden.
one.
Thank you to Belmont University
And
for
she's
hosting
hot.
us tonight. And most importantly,
Belmont. They're
thank
at
you to those
Belmont. They're
watching
in
tonight.
Nashville.
Belmont,
Election
man.
Day is November 3rd.
I've been
Go
to
out and
Belmont.
Get to
Go out and
Thank
vote.
you, everyone. And
Everybody
have a
vote.
Great night.
Thank you very much. Yay. We'll clap for that.
Everybody vote. What do you think, man?
This was a much better fucking shit. This was a much better, I will say, a much better.
No, I mean that was good that they had that kind of time to talk. That was good.
Totally. It was way better. And it was
Who
like,
is Terry gonna drive and go do?
I
Is
don't
he
know.
gonna do the moderator
I don't know. Maybe.
in Nashville?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to remove that. No, I want to remove it. Bye-bye. Okay. So
No, I just think it's kind of strange. I mean, not strange, but fascinating. I know some stances of some of the people
The
that
moderator.
are commenting on our
course we
post
do.
here. And I know that some of your stances are one way.
does anybody
and
know
I know that
ours?
some of your stances are the other way.
Oh, Allison watched for
Um,
the first time. Nice. You bet. Thanks for broadcasting. Yes.
And I do find that as an umbrella thought, there's a ton of things being talked about that we all actually fucking agree with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you fucking hate Trump with all your guts. He's still pushing for things that you actually like. You talk about your gas prices. They're only like $1.40 right now. Well, he's the administration right now. You can't deny that that's actually kind of cool.
Right.
But then at the same time, Jeff says he knows our stances. At the same time, Biden promises that he'll
I'll say this.
be able to do these kind of things.
Terry Jones says, I honestly can't stand Trump, but he kind of hit some good points tonight. You damn right. They both did.
They both did.
I will say Biden was the most coherent that I've heard him lately. Like,
yeah, from him. Yes.
He had some good like comments.
But I'm just saying all the comments that Biden is saying, if you give him that 2 minutes of time to talk, you can kind of see what he's saying and you can kind of understand it. For those of you who hate Trump so much you can't even stand the sound of his voice, I'm not talking to you. Go fuck off, because you're not open-minded and you're not just trying to listen.
And vice
He
versa.
has said some things tonight that's just like, well,
Yeah, right on.
that's cool too. This is what the whole democracy and the fucking Republican Democrat thing has been for, obviously, since we've existed. We all want to be better.
Yep.
We all want to be better.
Right.
It's just going to be a matter of like how we get there based off of where we're at and what it's going to take to fix it. So I don't know if Trump's the guy. I don't know if Biden's the guy. But it just is interesting when we talk about like, oh, healthcare. Well, yeah, we all want healthcare to be better and we want it to be affordable and we want it to be whatever it is. both sides are basically saying that shit. They're just saying it in different ways.
Same thing, kind of.
It's like, Jesus Jones, man. All it is like, if somebody likes one person and somebody likes another, don't spit in their face. Don't tear their signs out of their yard. Don't do stupid shit. Just, they're trying to make our country better too.
And leave your neighbor's yard signs alone.
The Republicans are trying to make our country better, and the Democrats are trying to make our country better.
This is interesting.
Listen, we're all actually fucking doing that.
Jared says presidents have nothing to do with gas prices. And you know what's funny about that is
I don't know, actually.
Is that, you know, there's a lot to do with that, because you can say that, but they also have nothing to do with the fact that that guy got murdered by a cop in Minnesota. Like, and all of a sudden, all the blame goes on the president because
Trump's fault.
some fucking asshole cop fucking put his knee on somebody's neck. So when you say presidents have nothing to do with gas prices, they also don't have anything to do with a bad cop in Minnesota. Like,
yeah, no shit.
You can't. It's like you.
Yeah, no shit. Because we could dig in deep on that.
We could totally. And I'm not just.
Here's
I'm
my
not
thing.
like a Trump fan. I'm just saying.
This is just my take on this, but it's like there's a lot of people on whatever side you're on. There's a lot of people that are really giving the president of the United States a lot of their actual piece of their life. Now, I'm just telling you, I've gone through however many presidents. I've owned a business for over 22 years now. I have created 120 plus American jobs. I've done that under conservative presidents. I've done that under Democratic presidents. I never even thought of it that way. I just lived my life and I wanted to get my job done. And quite frankly, there's no president in the world that's actually changed what I've done on a daily basis. If I want to go to the bar and drink too many beers and fucking be a drunk, I can go be a drunk under a Democratic president. I can be a drunk under a Republican president. If I want to go succeed at my business, I can be succeeding at my business under a Republican president or under a Democratic president. Why are everybody giving the presidents so much credit? We're down here in Springfield, Missouri. We're like living our life. When I pull out of my driveway in the morning, it doesn't matter if the president is Democratic or Republican. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's not affecting us that much. So I just hate to see somebody put so much energy into like a certain person like Trump or possibly Biden. And you're going to give them so much energy of your life when you have kids. Go see their ball games. Go bowling with your girlfriend. Go fucking work your job and make your money. Why are you giving these people so much like
power,
like
and credit.
Power in your personal
Blame
life,
or credit,
living right here in Springfield, Missouri? Yeah. If I don't fucking care who wins in November. If it's Trump again, if it's Biden again, guess what? I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to build cabinets that day. That's all I know to do.
Yep. And
I'm not going to give him so much credit.
I want to respond to this. Jared says, sorry, Tara, wrong. The blame didn't go on the president for that killing. The blame went on the cop for the act. Yes, I agree. The blame went to the president because of how he handled it and what he did to change something to prevent the act. Okay, so I will say, what the fuck did Obama do when fucking Ferguson happened with Michael Brown? That's all I'm saying.
We can do this forever.
And I'm not saying either one's better. I'm saying the president didn't really have a fucking say in either one of those.
So many people are giving the president, like, this single person who's living a 20-hour day and sleeping for 4 hours. It's a human being that is like trying to live their life too. To put blame on them for almost fucking anything is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
That's all we're saying.
There is no president that even is worth
deserves
the blame.
All the blame or all the credit.
Oh, all the blame for Ferguson, all the blame for George Floyd, all the blame. This is just a single guy getting up and waking up and living his life and trying to deal with everything. Most of us can't even find the time to make it to the store to buy some bread. Like, you can't. be careful not to give them too much power.
That's
is all I'm
exactly
saying.
what Jared's saying.
Don't
I
give them
agree.
too much power in your own life
Right.
down here in Springfield, Missouri. I have lived in Springfield, Missouri under Republican presidents and under Democratic presidents. And all I've done is just kept moving forward. Maybe one year I owed more taxes and other years I didn't owe more taxes. Maybe one year I paid $4 a gallon for gas, which I've done. And some years I've paid $1.20. Okay, but I'm still moving forward with my dreams, my love of life, my children. Go watch their shows when they play music. Go to their recitals when they're singing. Go just do what I do in my life and help who I can right in front of me. Doesn't matter who the fuck is in Washington doing anything. I think we're giving those people way too much credit for what we're accomplishing right here, right now in our lives in this awesome town of Springfield, Missouri, who seem to have things balanced pretty good. All of us have talked about like, we don't agree. I can tell you right now, I could list people right now that I know I don't agree with.
Mhm.
And they're still really good friends of mine. And we're talking about making music together.
That's right.
And that's what we do right here. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't give a fuck about Biden. I don't give a fuck about Clinton's. I don't give a fuck. You want to get a good bass line fucking locked up with that fucking kick drum? Boom. That's all. Like if I'm fucking trying to work on a fucking good bass line, fucking rocked up with that fucking kick drum, do you think I'm thinking about Trump? Do you think I'm thinking about Clinton's? You think I'm thinking about Biden? No, I'm not. I'm just worried about whether that bass player is capable of locking up with that drummer, and then we can talk about trying to make some magical music, and I'm not even thinking about presidents.
Mm-mm.
I don't know why we think like they have so much power. They ain't got no power over me. If I owe more taxes next year, then I owe more taxes. If I don't, then I don't.
Yep.
They got no power. If I wanted to start a band tomorrow, do you think it would matter if Trump was president or Biden was president? No, it wouldn't. Not to me. Would I not start a band if President Trump takes over again for 4 years? Would I not start a band if no, it fucking doesn't matter. Whatever the fuck I want to do is just going to be the fuck I want to do. And I'll just adjust to whoever's in charge.
Right.
The fuck?
Yeah.
You guys are giving them all way too much. Not you guys. I shouldn't say that. Some people are just giving them way too much fucking power in their life. And it's like, don't give them that much power. Just go be you. You can make an effect. You can make an impact on what the fuck's going to happen in our future by just pushing your shit constantly. And then it'll be undeniable. It'll be undeniable.
Kareen says, I think that was 4 drinks for Dan doesn't give a fuck. In that whole
I didn't
entire
say
rant.
I don't give a fuck, but that rant was I don't give a fuck.
So let's
Drink.
fucking drink. Josh Bull says, my concern is the restriction on free speech through cancel culture and social media suppression. How is art supposed to thrive if it doesn't run the risk of possibly being offensive? Also, if you're looking for a bass player, I'm always available. Exactly. No, I agree with that.
I'm concerned about that stuff too, Josh. But
Cancel
here's what I
culture
would
can
say.
suck a dick. I'm saying that
I'm
now.
the same way. You know, I've done the things already on this fucking podcast that people could, as soon as they find out, they're going to fucking cancel me. Or if somebody finds out about the mistakes I've made in my
Fuck
past,
cancel
they'll
culture.
fucking cancel me. You know what? I don't really fucking care. I'll just keep on going.
There's free speech.
I'll go get, and if
Fuck
I end
cancel
up just a homeless guy on the street, I am going to still just stand up and just keep on ranting and raving and fucking talking shit about my shit because I don't really give a fuck if someone cancels me or not. I mean, we got to take this all the way to the extreme level. Okay. Like what? Okay. Cancel Unsung Screamers and we can never, broadcast live with you ever again. Okay. You don't think I'm going to like creep and crawl out of my hole and do something else?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I fucking will.
Yep.
I will just keep on living the way I want to live, whether I'm canceled or not. I'm not going to live my life being controlled by somebody who thinks they can cancel me because I said something too funny or too extreme or too offensive. Then go fuck off. That has nothing to do with who's president.
Nope.
I mean, we're losing. We are losing. We are being afraid. We are generally being afraid of people, like what they're going to think and what they're going to judge and what they're going to think. And at some point in my life, pretty damn recently, I got to where, like, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. That's 2 drinks.
Oh, shit.
Based off of Russ's rules, I don't fucking care. That's 3. 1.
Gotta say, I don't give a fuck, though.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Those of you play. Terry Jones says we're bailing him out later. Just saying. He's
okay,
like,
so let's say they win.
You fuckers are bailing me out later.
Okay, so let's say they win. Let's say they win
Look,
and I lose everything.
Fuck, Terry Jones says.
Okay, let's say they win and I lose everything. And I don't have my business. I don't have my house. I know I'll have my wife. She's willing to live with me in a dumpster and eat fucking dumpster shit.
Dumpster shit.
So it'll probably still be 2 of us, but we'll lose all of this, everything we do. You think I fucking care? I am on planet Earth like anybody's on planet Earth. Does anybody care about whether the squirrels have a home? No, we don't. And I don't care if I have a home. So if you want to fucking push me to the point where I lose everything, go ahead and push me to the point. I hope you're proud of yourself. But you think I'm going to stop? I am not going to stop. I will not stop. I will come up and unearth myself from that fucking shallow grave you put me in, and I will come back with a vengeance, and hell will come with me. I don't give a fuck what your thoughts are about your fucking politics, your fucking religion, your fucking judgments of me, your fucking any thoughts you have of you think you've got me figured out. Go fuck yourself. I'll go head to head with you with honesty any day you want to go head to head. Let's do it, motherfuckers. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Now, I'm assuming that my beautiful, sweeter, much sweeter wife agrees with me. She doesn't want to say harsh things like this. All I'm telling everybody that I'm friends with that are watching and that I love you and I believe in you, stop being fucking influenced by a bunch of shit that you actually don't give a fuck about anyway. Yep. So stop it.
Exactly.
Just go do your thing. Go do your thing. And if you get canceled, then fuck them. I don't give a fuck.
Drink. Are we gonna do more of that vodka? Oh my god.
That was great. Who's talking shit here?
Paul Hart. I can't see that.
Paul Harris.
Paul Harris. I tuned in too late. Maybe we're.
Do you know Paul Harris?
I don't know Paul Harris.
I don't think I do.
Wait. No, I don't think I do. You tuned in too late. You should come on every Thursday because anyway, we've been on
don't
since
give
7,
Paul
bro.
Harris trouble.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Heavy fucking metal. So Terry Jones says all he cares about.
Well, no, he makes a good point. It's like politics have never been this important.
That's exactly what you're saying.
The point that I'm trying to say is they're still not important to me.
Yeah.
I still haven't bought into any of this shit.
We opted for tonight because
what I've been doing for the last 4 years is trying to like work and get my jobs done and struggle through my own finances, struggle through my own bills, struggle through my own like employees and all of their moods and what they're ready to work for today and what they're not ready to work for today. I've been dealing with just all that kind of shit and how much it costs me. I haven't even paid attention that Donald Trump's our president. I don't even pay attention to that. I got shit to do from 6 a.m. until 6 o'clock at night. And that's what I do. And it wouldn't matter to me. It hasn't mattered to me for the last 20 plus fucking years. It hasn't mattered to me who's president. Nope. I've never fucking paid attention to it. Why would I live my life like so worried about who the fuck is president? I don't really give a fuck.
Right.
I don't know. I have owned my own business since 1990. So we're looking at what? 2010, 30 years.
Fucking 30 years.
How
bro.
many presidents have we had since 30 years, since 1990? I have never even thought about who's president. I've just thought about my entrepreneurship. I've thought about my business and my clients and my employees and my health insurance and my fucking workman's comp insurance, my fucking payroll tax, my fucking income tax. I have dealt with all of that shit, and I never once gave credit to any fucking president that has existed since 1990. I've only just done my job, and that's what I do. And no matter who wins this fucking stupid presidency in the next 2 weeks, I will keep doing my job. That's what I do.
Keep building fucking cabinets.
I am not going to associate myself with whether or not this president, this and that president, that. I've got a lot bigger things going on in life. I have beautiful children that have so much potential to fucking do beautiful, awesome things. I have a beautiful wife that I fucking love living with. I have a beautiful studio that I love doing this podcast in. And I love just having the ability to live in a country where I can say what I'm saying right now and nobody's going to shut me down except Zuckerberg. Fuck that guy. But so far, I haven't said anything.
Hey, we didn't get shut down tonight.
I haven't said anything that disagrees with his personal views, but if I do, I'll just start my own website and I'll say it on my own website, and I have the freedom to do that.
That's true.
I don't give a goddamn who's president.
Nobody's taking that away.
Jesus Christ, quit giving these guys so much fucking credit. Whatever you're doing right here in Springfield, Missouri, do it, and do it well. Do it well.
Just be awesome.
Bloom where you're planted.
Awesome.
Bloom where you're planted. And be awesome right here in Springfield. You ain't never met Trump. You ain't never met fucking Biden. Shut the fuck up about what you think about either of them. Go do what you're amazing right here in this fucking town. Go to your neighbor and do something amazing. That's where change will happen. Not your goddamn bitching about who's fucking president. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, they're all puppets. Yeah, they're all liars. Yeah, they're all corrupt. So who's more corrupt than the other? Shut the fuck up. Go do what you're great at and quit worrying about it. Quit worrying about it. I'm not worried about it. Fucking, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's a drink. That's a drink.
Oh, that's a drink. I don't give a fuck.
I'm doing vodka. You were supposed to
do it.
Whoa. It's still
Josh Poole, I didn't meet Clinton, but I almost did. I was in New York City one time, and his whole, like, what do they call it? Like limo, cops, entourage. What do you,
I don't know.
Drove right in front of me. I was 10 feet away from Clinton, but I didn't meet him. He was in.
Yeah, bottoms up, fuckers. That's true. So
damn it, bottoms up. That's what I said. Just fuck it. Let's all get along, man. I love every fucking one of you. I don't care if you're voting for Biden. I don't care if you're voting for Trump.
Don't care.
I love all of you because the president does not affect my friendship with everyone that has been on the horn tonight or anybody that watches this video after we go live. I love all. I don't give a fuck.
Brigade is the word. Allison gave you the word
brigade. Allison.
Yes, the brigade. Yes.
I saw the whole presidential brigade
and
one
so
time
did I
in New York
one
City
time.
with Clinton.
I saw it with
and I was
Bush.
only like 5 feet away.
I saw it with Bush in Cincinnati.
Really?
Yes, because he was going to, I think it was the younger Bush. I'm pretty sure it was the younger Bush. But anyway, long story short, yeah, I saw the whole brigade in Cincinnati going to a flight. Like there was a big Boeing plant up there in Cincinnati. So anyway, yeah, I don't care. So no matter what you believe, no matter what you think, and no matter where you lean, I don't give a shit. This presidential election should not dissuade anyone from being friends with each
being
other.
friends and being cool. Go vote for whoever you want. I'm not gonna. I don't. It ain't gonna affect me and my.
No, it was not when I was touring with the Statlers.
Oh my God, you're still getting shit about
That's
that.
what Jared said. No, it was not. No, it was way before that. You fuck. That's hilarious.
Jay Terry is seriously thinking about writing in Dan Fritz. I just want to get one vote.
One, just one.
It's a red state, so why not?
You might as well. You might as well.
I want at least to get one write-in vote.
Because
Come on.
Dan is very purple. Just saying.
My fat tax was a great idea.
It's a great idea. Oh, like this. Mark LeBlanc. Johnny Morris cares.
Johnny Morris cares. I bet he does.
You know, Bass Pro.
But I'm just saying, man, and I'm off the rails now. And we're going
over
way too
3
long.
hours, but there's still
But
people
I'm just
here.
telling you, the people that have joined us and are still with us and watch the debate with us, I love every one of you.
You're funny, Josh.
Josh, that looks funny, but Jared is actually not a liberal hippie.
No, he's not.
And I'm not going to speak for him, but you'd be surprised. Anyway, I can see people that are like extreme. I can see people that are meandering. I don't care. I've always liked you guys for who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
just don't draw a dick on our bathroom wall.
Oh, you draw a dick on my bathroom wall, I'm fucking done
You're
with
fucking
you. I'll
out,
tell you that
you
right
piece
now.
of shit motherfucker.
I don't care if you're right or left. Don't draw a fucking dick with hairy balls and cum shooting out of the front of it on my fucking bathroom wall. That's what'll make me done with you, not who you vote for. Vote for whoever you want. Just don't draw a fucking big vulgar dick on my wall. I still got a fucking 12-year-old that comes over and visits me every other weekend. And fucking, I don't want him walking in and seeing your stupid ass,
stupid fuck,
fucking pretentious ass, fucking immature, stupid shit dick on my wall. You stupid fuck. Get out. I don't want you. I don't care who you're voting for.
It tells me exactly how deep you are, you stupid fuck, because then the other one was, I'm this, and this, and I'm not going to say it, but fuck.
We covered it.
I know.
We've gone long.
I'm reiterating because there's new people watching. I'm just saying that stupid fuck who did that on our bathroom wall, you can go to hell. Ooh, maybe that was a little harsh. Nah, maybe not.
Every vote does count, Diane. So everyone go out there and vote.
Please
the way you
go
vote.
vote.
And then after that vote, let's just go hang out and be cool, man. Just fucking fuck it.
Terry Jones says, please invite me over. I'm much worse and perverted bathroom artist, but maybe it'll be nice. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway. I'm canceling you, Josh Poole. Got to keep this culture train rolling. Yeah, whatever.
I'm trying not to reveal secrets, but I'll stop there.
Okay, so we're like way over 3 hours. We still have like 12 people here. Should we just have a party and let the video go? No. Terry Jones, I'll draw you a glory hole.
No, Josh.
Oh,
Josh, he's not a commie because of his ideas on King's X. He just has no idea what great music is. I don't care what Jared's like political preference is, but I will tell you, he has no idea what great music is. He actually still thinks Guns N' Roses is relevant. And it's like, what a fucking, like, hello, where you been, bro? Like, he still actually thinks Guns N' Roses is like a band that anybody cares about. And so, you know, when you're talking to a guy like that, you obviously cannot get his feelings on King's X or any other like cool, original, awesome, rich, thought-provoking, emotional band like King's X, because this guy thinks that Guns N' Roses is relevant. So Josh, don't beat yourself up. Don't let Jared bother you, because he's a good guy, man. He is a super good guy. He just is. He's like a Justin Bieber fan. He like Guns N' Roses to him is like Justin Bieber's to the 21-year-olds these days. He just thinks Guns N' Roses is so great. So don't let his opinions about King's X bother you, because he has no idea what he's talking about.
Eric Wynn, I hear the secret that Dan keeps when you're talking in your sleep. Anyway, he's still like
drinking Crown Royal.
Oh my God. Now it's just a party. We're like
See, King's X was not a Christian band, and he's trying to like throw that. They kind of were, but they really weren't, and so he's trying to backpedal out of it because he's like, I'm not into Christian bands. Like, no, they weren't actually a Christian band.
Josh has the Bieber fever like Dan and Terry. Yes.
Listen, the Audio Roast podcast did an entire episode on grunge music, and Jared brought in Hootie and the Blowfish. Like Hootie and the Blowfish became like an actual like 10-minute segment of their podcast about grunge music. And he brought in Hootie and the Blowfish. So, Josh Poole, don't let Jared's opinions about King's X bother you too much. He thought Hootie and the Blowfish was a grunge band. So, I mean, I rest my case. So anyway, we still love Jared.
We love Audio Roast podcast every Sunday, Friday, every Sunday at 5. Every Sunday at 5. We've both been on the podcast, and on his Patreon, there's like little excerpts of me doing some reaction videos.
One thing I've learned about Jared Isaacs is he don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck.
Let's drink to that.
I'll drink to Jared Isaacs right now.
And if you guys would listen to our interview with him, you would understand why and how he got to a place where he wanted to pursue what he wanted, no matter what anybody thought. And that's why I respect him so much. And that's why I can, razz him and fucking, roast him more than I can anybody else, because he does it just as much to me. But for a guy that thinks Hootie and the Blowfish was a grunge band, guys, be careful. Be careful. Just listen. All right, listen.
I love it. It's so funny. We are so late. It's like over 3 hours, but now the comments are just fucking flowing in. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, God.
The grunge podcast go and post. Fuck Jerry. What?
No, he said do the longer one. I tried to bring Dan in on an AC.
I already did
episode.
that. I already posted that. You didn't see it.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Because he was such an expert, yet he couldn't even formulate a sentence. Hey, you know what I was doing? I was being AC/DC.
Right. He was.
Malcolm would have been proud.
He would have.
Fucker. No, seriously,
I
man.
hate to take another break. Are we going to continue or what?
No, we got to wrap up.
Don't we
need to wrap up?
I don't know, but we got 10 people watching. They're all commenting and everybody's having fun.
But they'll watch all night. But we got to, it's got to go. Eric Gwynn, I respect you. I love that story you told about getting them toy drums.
Oh my God.
That's one of my most favorite thing ever.
I'm going to look. Episode. Shit, what is he?
Well, all I'm saying is, according to Jared Isaacs, the grunge scene was Stone Temple Pilots, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Hootie and the Blowfish. So if you want to go to him for your grungy fucking facts, like, I'm just warning you, he thinks Hootie's one of them.
Right. And I just want to touch on this real quick. Like Eric Gwynn, Jared, he's here. UnsungDreamers.com has all of our Unsung Dreamers interviews of all these musicians who are fucking awesome. And we have these in-depth interviews of all these folks. Over 2 hours, most of them.
We're going to get into that in
Please
our episode 2 weeks from now called Why Do We Care?
Yep.
And we'll get into that later.
Yep. We sure will. But I just wanted to pop that up there.
Comments.
Yes. What? Go. Because we're still happening.
Josh, you can definitely just come on over. The Dolphins Make Me Cry is not a lyric from a fucking grunge band.
Right.
Yeah, not. Yeah, Jared, he missed his mark on that one. Hootie and the Blowfish has a grunge band. Unbelievable. And people are still buying into his dumb shit. It's unbelievable.
Why do we care? And we talked about this, Jared. It was explained that the fucking
We're
debate
doing that
came
episode
up.
2 weeks from
2
now.
weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll do why do we care? So
Eric
yes.
Gwynn tore up that fucking play drum set like Keith Moon. Love it.
Nice. Fuck yeah. Never watch.
Oh gosh. You guys are killing us here.
Hey, we can't talk about that, Jared. We can't talk about the Russ episode. We had to eliminate it due to stupid fucking political bullshit.
Who knows? We don't know what.
Or whatever, but it's okay.
Anyway, thanks guys for sticking around with us.
Right.
I mean, I think the presidential debate was kind of fun.
It was way better than the first one.
It's kind of fun.
We have to admit.
Look at I'm losing my hair.
You
so
need to
bad.
just pull your hat down. There you go. Look at that. See?
Look how much. Look, it's just getting worse and worse. I don't
It's
care.
not worse at all. You just have a goddamn huge forehead. It's not getting worse at all. There you go, babe.
Hey, yo.
Hey,
All right. So that's your last presidential debate. Let's see how you do.
go out and vote.
Go vote how you want to vote.
I don't
really care. Once it's all over, can we all just hang out and quit talking about it? That would be awesome.
Totally. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Also, don't forget, in the works, it's actually literally in the works. There's already being people talked to. My 50th birthday is August 19th, 2021. And we're going to do a roast. So all the shit I give you guys, you'll have your chance to give it back to me. And it's going to be fucking fun. And it'll be great.
Yep. We have that coming up in August of 2021. So,
yeah. Mark LeBlanc said, Hootie and the Blowfish is about as metal as Dave Matthews Band. I will replace his metal word with grunge.
right.
That's what, because that's what Jared thinks.
100. Yo.
So Hootie and the Blowfish is about as grunge as Dave Matthews Band. But see, Jared just didn't know what he was talking about. He was stepping in, he was stepping into like a fucking,
he was tiptoeing.
He was stepping into a swamp that it was over his head. Like, if he wants to talk about people that paint their face and do heavy metal like Dimebag and shit like that, then he's probably got me on that. But you fucked up with the Hootie and the Blowfish shit.
Ouch.
Yes. Anyway, I'm joking.
Terry says, I think y'all are almost as drunk as I am when we had too many shots of fucking vodka, straight fucking vodka.
Yes, Terry, we probably are. And that's why we should end her up. Let's let Jared end it up.
Dan, I would have had you on to clarify, but I was afraid you'd run out of beer. Well, that is a true statement. That's a
great way to
statement. And we appreciate you,
the show.
One and all. So check us out next Thursday at 7 p.m.
Next week is horror stories.
Halloween.
So start thinking about some crazy ass fucking stories you've had if you were in a band or related to a band or working with a band.
And if you got a costume,
anybody who's done production or anything, what is some horror stories you've had in the fucking music? Business?
Bales, Neils, and also send us your pictures or call us. We want those horror stories, right? But send us pictures of your costume if you're wearing a costume.
We love you, Jay Terry, and we also love Jared
yes,
Isaacs.
We do.
He knows
absolutely.
We do.
That's true. Right on, bravo.
I like your straight hair tonight, baby girl.
Thank you, honey. I went with straight. I just tried to go straight.
You're a hottie. You're such a hottie. Yeah, I love it.
I want to go totally freaking straight because this is like totally natural. I don't have any curl in my shit.
We love Jared. We love fucking Jay Terry. We love Mark LeBlanc. We love Dave Clemens. We love
all you guys.
Eric Gwynn.
I think Allison's still there. Mark LeBlanc. Everybody, thank you. And if you want to support us, please do. We appreciate you very, very much. Just send us money. It'd be great. it'd be great.
Oh,
If not,
fuck it. Don't send us anything. I don't
if
give
not,
a shit.
it's cool too. But if you want to, there you go. We love you, and we will see you next
I'm donating my
Thursday.
Unsung Dreamers salary to the better cause.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Fucking come by and see us.
Fucking love you guys. We'll see you next Thursday.